Oh my, opinions from both ends. You are listening to the DP Show with Dimmy and Phil.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another DP Show. Are you ready for some international DP? That's what we're going to be doing tonight. Of course, our telephone lines will be open, 215-383-5752. If you have any questions or comments, you're more than welcome to call in and join the discussion and talk with our guests. But first, let me introduce the lovely, the creamy, the robust, the beautiful, the slim now, Mr. Phil Bissardo. How you doing, buddy?
Wow, such a nice introduction, man. I really appreciate that. You know, because this is such an international show, I might need to speak Italian tonight.
Yeah, well, you don't know Italian. That's the problem.
No,
you know,
no, I speak
that's the problem.
Italian. How many times have we got to talk about it? You know I speak the Italian. Come on. But anyway, listen, I know you're going to bitch about my internet. I know you're going to bitch about my picture quality. I know you're going to bitch about all that.
I'm not going to bitch about it. No, I'm not.
You say
I'm
I've got
past
a slow internet, but listen, I got a full house, right? I got a mom, dad, Lexi, John, and the dog.
Yes.
The dog is the only one
not on
that's
the internet.
not biting into my internet.
yes,
as well.
Yes,
the only one. So yeah, the rest of them are biting into my internet. So who knows?
And the porn that you download on a daily basis too. That's affecting it.
But I download that, so that's don't worry about that. That's not by taking up any bandwidth right now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Other than that, it's nice to have your parents down there and spend the holidays. So that's really, really good.
Really good. Yeah. They were really concerned about coming down because, you know, they're from up there in the New Jersey, New York area, and they've been taking it, very seriously. They come down here and they're like even afraid. They're afraid to go to a restaurant. Here it just feels a little bit different, feels a little bit better. Everybody's still wearing their mask, but they're afraid to go to a restaurant. They're afraid, to have some of my friends come over and see them because all my friends want to see them.
Yeah.
So they've been wearing a mask when people come to the house. Whatever they do, whatever they need to do to feel comfortable, I really don't care. But hopefully, after spending like a week, 2 weeks, and into the third week, they'll feel a little bit more comfortable, about venturing out a little bit and enjoying life here a little bit.
Absolutely. Well, we're a long ways from getting back to normal, I think, in general, but that's going to be part of our discussion here as well today. By the way, thanks for the £2 super chat from Mr. Craig. Mr. Craig Dewart is up over there watching us. Also, $5 super chat from Trey Wyatt. I look forward to the show every week. It's always a great show, so let's do this. All right. Fantastic. Well, let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to start introducing everybody one by one. Of course, on the top left corner of your beautiful screen, this has to be now officially, in my opinion, the best hair in vaping. His channel, excuse me, I'm a little under the weather. His channel is One Shot Media, all the way from France. He is a reviewer. He is an interviewer. But most importantly, he's a very good, close, lovely friend of ours, Mr. David. What's up, David?
Hello. I speak English, mostly.
And by the way, you forgot to mention that he's also an alcoholic. You forgot that in the introduction there too.
Yeah, damn, I am. I'm sorry, I am. I'm sponsored tonight by not O'Donnell like we were on the Vape show, Vape Expo. I'm sponsored by Crystal Head vodka by Dan Aykroyd.
How can I get sponsored by that moonshine? That's what I want. That's what I want to know. How do we get sponsored by the DP show? That's what I want to know.
You gotta know. I know a friend who knows a friend.
Let's do it.
Maybe he can hook you up.
To be honest with you, I don't want to be sponsored, but I would like some head from Crystal. To be honest with you.
Oh my God.
Please,
damn, strippers jokes.
I'm sorry, I can't help myself sometimes.
Right off the bat, man.
Right.
It is the DP show, okay?
It is the DP show. Absolutely. Yeah, we are drinking some alcoholic beverages today because it's the DP show, and what else are you gonna do? I mean, you're stuck at home. Right below here.
That's a very good excuse, man.
Yeah, really
next time my wife says something to me, I'm just gonna be like, what else am I gonna do? Oh, that's right.
Right below David, of course, we have all the way from Greece. All the way from Greece. Who is calling me? Oh, my God. All the way from Greece, YouTube reviewer. I call him the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 of Greece. Please, by the way, if you could, give these guys a subscription. It does make a difference if you speak the language. That's how you support content creators on YouTube, so we would really, really appreciate it. Vape My Noob is in his channel, and not only that, he's also the manager at my 𝗍𝗵𝗶𝗹 store for Liquid Puff. He's been in the industry for a very long time. Mr. Nick Ramses. What's up, Nick?
Hello, how are you from Greece? I'm not drinking alcohol. I'm drinking coffee because it's 4 in the morning here.
Yes, and we do really appreciate you guys getting up early in the morning to do this. I know the time schedule is rough, but yeah, it's going to be a great, lovely suggestion. Discussion. By the way, tell everybody, Nick, what a great employer that I am and what a great boss I am. Just to get that.
Yeah. He is. Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
he's the best. He's the best.
Let me check. Guest audio super loud. Field setting super loud too, and your audio seems low. Okay, so let me fix that real quick on my end here. It's difficult with so many microphones, guys, going on to balance everything out. But
David, you got to warn. David, you got to warn me when you do a shot, David, please.
Yes.
Oh boy,
raise your hand or do something.
Yeah,
this one was rough.
A little clickbait here. I put UK on the flag, but obviously Daniel is Irish. But Vape City reviews, and to be fair, I want to be fair, Daniel's a good friend of ours too. I wanted to have him on the show. I did reach out to a few more people from the UK. Unfortunately, they're just old, miserable, have no lives, and can't get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to do a show like Daniel did. So, Daniel, we appreciate you doing this and being with us to discuss the British angle of this.
Round of applause. The bottom of the barrel, and you find me.
No, I know.
I'm happy to come along.
I don't want people to think. I don't want people to think that I'm I'm an equal opportunity lover. I just put it out there. Join. And by the way, for those of you that can't understand Daniel, Craig Dewar is in the chat, and he'll be translating. Craig,
I'll do my best to speak a wee bit slower. And my name's Daniel. I'm not an alcoholic. I don't drink like these guys on screen.
Come on, man, you're Irish.
Partly down to my 3 children. They were part of the reason why I stopped drinking. So maybe when they're older, we'll get back into it. But no, I've been sober for quite a long time.
We'll wait till your children get older so we can welcome you back to the Alcoholics Anonymous.
Yeah, I'll come back on in about 10 years.
Can you let us know when they turn 18? We'll schedule that now.
Okay, so are they still loud? Let me see. Everybody else audio still about double your volume, and they're super loud. Okay, I can fix that. Just a second. Somebody talk, please.
Check 1 2 3. Check 1 2 3. Hello.
That should be better right there, Bill. Let me know how that works. I'm soft because Adrian Mason, I'm just a softy, buddy. That's why. I'm just a softy. And I adjusted my settings on my microphone. Makes me sound very, very sexy. All right, that's better, says Bill. So we're going to roll for that with that, and I'll just make adjustments through the Go to the House. I want to get the discussion started because, this is the DP show, but we're talking about vape matters. We're talking about life matters. And, there's a crisis going on right now. There's the corona is affecting, we're seeing here in America, again, huge rise in cases. We're seeing a lot of people, getting sick. But in Europe, what we've seen is a lot of the countries have taken, again, drastic measures. So I'm just going to go around, starting with you, David. and tell us kind of, what is going on around with the corona as far as you're concerned, and also how is that affecting the vape industry there?
Well, it's affecting it in a way that it's really transforming it. The people are still vaping, corona, confined or not, isolated or not. They're just not going into the physical stores as much as they used to, and they transfer to the web, basically. So they go buy their stuff on the web instead of physical stores.
Yeah.
And we don't do the testing, obviously. Testing a juice in these times is pretty tricky. Nobody really wants to do it, even if you use, rubbing alcohol or whatever, and try to clean the atomizers. It doesn't make a difference. Nobody wants to taste. So it's kind of hard to sell juice in these times. But I don't think the industry is going down so much because of coronavirus. I mean, I work for a juice maker in France, and we didn't see really a drop in the numbers compared to last year. So that means we sell as much juice as we used to. But the thing is, it transferred to the web, took a very big part, and then the physical shops are struggling a bit. I think.
Do you think, I mean, I think if you're a vapor, you're going to look for outlets of, where to get your supplies. I mean, so you quit smoking, you're going to go to the web and all that. Do you think that it's hurt a little bit, maybe conversions, like people quitting from smoking?
Most likely, yeah. Because conversion are more efficient in physical shops, because you have the advice, you have the guy behind the counter who knows what he's talking about, and obviously it's more, it's easier to stop with advices rather than just going to a website and trying to figure it out by yourself.
I bring that up because Phil, you remember in the video that we did with the Alpha Liquid store, that excellent vape shop experience, right? That 45-minute. I mean, it's a 45-minute experience, and that requires a lot of contact, not only between an employee and a potential vapor smoker that comes in, but there's a lot of equipment, touching, testing, and stuff like that. So you could see how that would be a problem during these times.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, like everything. I mean, it was very close contact, just working with the customer. Never mind, like using the machine to get the carbon monoxide amount. Doing the flavor testing, doing the aroma testing, trying the different nicotine levels. So yeah, I would imagine it would definitely affect conversions. God knows it's affecting it here, but that's not just COVID, right?
It here. Phil, just a tad down on your microphone, because now that I adjusted everybody, I have to bring just a tad down. Nick, just circling around. Nick, the same question for you. Greece right now. What is happening from the government-wise, and how it's affecting? I mean, obviously you manage a vape shop in Greece as well too, so you have a direct contact with that.
Yeah, exactly. We're on a second lockdown now. Like a week ago, it started. Thank God, vape shops are open, so people work, at least at vape shops. Everything else is closed. You can only go out by sending an SMS, a message. I don't know. Vape shops, they're doing okay. Last week, when they announced that there's a lockdown on Wednesday, Thursday and Friday, it was almost like Black Friday. Everyone would come in and buy juice, hardware, anything. Like it's
like toilet paper.
It's the end of yeah, like it's the end of the world. But so I thought this week would be there wouldn't be many people coming in, but it's not like a usual week or day or month, but there are people coming in, and of course there's no vape bar. You cannot try juices like for the past 5 months, 6. Yeah. But they trust us. I mean, we recommend some juices, or they just buy whatever regular illiquid they use. So it's not that bad for the vape shops, I think. But it's a lockdown, so it's not that nice.
Phil, did you catch that, Phil? What he said? When he said they trust us. I mean,
Yeah.
We're talking about the relationship between the employees at a vape shop and the customers that come in. You know, how extremely important is that the customer can come in and you know his palate, or you can guide him for a flavor profile. That's just does it seem a little bit interesting to you? Feel like seeing that compared to here?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think you have a certain way that you run your shops as well, and I think that speaks volumes to you and to your employees too. But by the way, if in the States, okay, if you are having an issue trying different e-liquids, trust me and go out and get the unsalted
Son
one.
of a-
That's a shame.
The number one best-selling flavor in the unsalted line. So there you go. Trust me.
Very well done. That's a good. That's a.
Don't forget to try NKV e-liquid as well, which is
Too
very
late, David, too late.
flavorful
I
as
didn't
well.
cue you up, buddy. That's it. All right, I'm gonna
You
circle
can
back to
also
that employee,
buy fruit drops.
There you go. Everybody.
You can also
plug
buy
it.
fruit drops from Liquid Puff Grease if you want.
Here we go. Here we go.
The best
so let me
fruit
circle
salad
back,
ever.
on the same question, Daniel, you as well. Let's see what's going on in both your area and what you're hearing from the UK as well too.
Well, when the first lockdown started, it was pretty rough. All the vape shops were closed, and there was only sort of two options for the customers: was the major supermarkets or a lot of the vape shops done a local delivery service. And there was upwards of 30, 40 shops in Northern Ireland running home delivery services to keep people topped up with their needs. So it worked for them. It brought them in a bit of income, but again, the conversion rate, there was no smokers making that transition. And then just quite recently there, we had Smack. I don't know if you have the shop and store Sainsbury's.
No.
If that's in any country, no.
No.
There's a huge supermarket chain, probably up worth billions, maybe 4, 5, 6 billion, and they've took on Smack products. Now they took on the Smack Vape Pen version 2, which is a direct lung device.
Yeah.
And that's being sold behind the counter by a 50-year-old woman who's also selling cigarettes, and
that's crazy.
you know, and it's not the crack device to be in the shop. It's, you know, but Smack done. I'm sure they're quite pleased with themselves. You know,
Sure.
It's a nice big deal for them, but it's just not quite right for the smokers. Our vape shops are back open again, and things are slowly becoming back to normal.
All right. Listen, the audio is, we have 5 different microphones on right now, and I can't control each one individually. They're all coming in from Zoom. So I'm not quite sure what is going on, but I'm working on the background to try to fix it. Just deal with it if you can for right now until I'm able to see who is loud and who's low, and I can make individual recommendations. Okay, Daniel, you know, we know the UK is very friendly to vaping. Okay, I mean, we've been through this multiple times on the Smoker Show and on the DP Show, and the attitude to tobacco harm reduction is different there. Do you feel it's the same? And I mean, I know that Ireland is a little bit more friendly, but we've seen now, even in the UK, we've seen some people push back, and they're going after vaping in a little different light than what we've seen in the past years. What do you think is driving that?
To be honest, I would disagree. I still think that the UK, well, I'm in Northern Ireland, so technically we're still classed as part of the UK.
Yeah.
And you know, there are actually the government's still for vaping. You know, we're still putting vape shops into hospitals. Our GPs are starting to come round to the idea that vaping is better than smoking. Obviously, I was invited on to a local radio show, coincidentally with my own GP, with regards to vaping, and his advice was really simple and really clear. And he said, if you smoke, vape; if you don't smoke, don't vape. And it was just as simple as that. And that's the advice he wants all the GPs across the UK to be pushing. So I mean, I don't see the UK making any backtracks, even with the TPD3. I actually think they might make it a bit better.
Well, I mean, if they exit the EU, they don't even have to abide by the TPD3 by that point, obviously. So
I think they'll go. The 2 mil tank capacity and the 10 mil nicotine content in a bottle. I think they're going to drop them, and we're really comfortable with e-cigarettes over here. The UK government's got a really, there's sort of like a standoff view now. Big Pharma is going to want to get their hands on this
Sure.
at some point in the UK. We're not seeing any signs of it yet, but that's going to be our bugbear. But at the minute, we're very safe, we're protected, and I can't see anything big changing in the coming years.
How lovely would it be, Phil, if just the FDA came out and said the same thing? Just that one time. They don't even have to, promote vaping or anything. Like, just say, hey, look, if you're smoking, you can't quit with everything that's available, right?
If you smoke, vape. If you don't smoke, don't vape.
Yeah.
It's crazy watching what's going on around the world with the governments and the flavor bans. And I mean, we're sitting here in the UK just honestly flabbergasted. I've got a vested interest in vaping, and it's separate from my YouTube channel. I keep it private just because I don't want a conflict of interest.
Oh, fuck it. Everybody in the UK is getting paid, brother. Don't listen to the fucking shit from Vic and all these other. Everybody's getting fucking paid, bro. Run it as a business. I didn't want to get into that now. I was going to wait till later, but fuck it.
Fuck it.
I'm not going to promote that at all. I don't remember what I was going to say now.
Yeah, that's okay. You said you keep them separate. Yeah, because you have a vested interest.
Yeah, but look, I don't see nothing changing here in the UK for the next year or two. Big Pharma is going to want to get their hands on it, and with Brexit, I think maybe with a year or two, maybe 3 years in, they'll start to make legislation go on that route. But I don't think they'll ever take it away. I don't think they'll ever take vaping away. And that's where it was. I'm flabbergasted at what's happening around the world with vaping. Really flabbergasted. I've seen firsthand lives being saved. I've seen people walking to the shop with an oxygen tank, and 6 months later they're walking out with their e-cigarette and no oxygen tank. Making huge differences to people's lives. And then you see what's happening in the States and across the world, and it's, there's got to be kickbacks for big tobacco and big pharma. I mean, it has to be.
Sure.
Because we have, I mean, the America and the States don't want to listen to the Royal College of Physicians, who they're the world's leading authority, obviously, but they don't want to listen to it. Again, I think that there just has to be kickbacks, political kickbacks somewhere.
Yeah, well, the American politicians don't even know where the you tell them the Royal College of Physicians, and they're like, "Oh, what state is that in?" David, I'm coming back up to you. I'm coming back up to you on what you just heard. I mean, I know France is very, very friendly to vaping, and business has been booming a lot. How important is the role of what the industry has done in France to get to the point now how you are with the government? Meaning the government is funding, more research. They're trying to look into vaping as an alternative to promote it. You see that they're spending money. They're working with the industry, with various universities, I heard, to do testing and stuff like that. But how important was it for the industry to get their act together in France and become professional and become a power in the, not only selling, but a power into working with the government?
It was crucial. Back in the days, it was pretty much like everywhere in the world. It was pretty much the Far West. Vaping was like a new thing, and everybody was trying stuff out with the coils and the juice and the flavors and the glycerin levels and all that. And pretty soon, the vape industry realized that we had to be not only clean or professional, but cleaner than anything else, whiter than white, if we wanted to have a place somewhere and be recognized as a serious industry. So we pretty much have the 𝗏𝗏 label, which is kind of it's a regulation, but it's on the base of you participate. It's not compulsory. It's not obligatory. You don't have to, but if you want, you can have it. It's like a quality label if you want. And it started very early, and it paved the way to a professional industry that then led to the creation of professional syndicates that were very useful in advocacy with our politicians.
Mm-hmm.
And we even had a softer interpretation of the law of the TPD in France. For instance, we don't have the 2 ml limitations on tanks in France because we fought for it and we won.
Yeah.
We interpreted the European law differently in France. So because they missed a comma basically in a sentence, and in French it doesn't mean the same thing, which is very good.
It's very good, and also shows that the TPD is not absolute. You know, I know people talk about the TPD, but the TPD is it's a suggestion to the country, and then the country can take it and make it, you know, either follow it to T, or they can make adjustments. We've seen Germany has a different rule on the TPD. Takes you 6 months to put a product in.
I mean, it's more than a suggestion. If you don't follow it, you might have fines and stuff. So it's more than just a suggestion.
But you can
they can change the DPD like that. They can tack on a little bit of if they want to remove the 2 mil capacity. I mean, that can be done and stuck onto the TPD within a matter of 7 days. It's a piece of legislation rather than law. And with the legislation in the UK, it's that they can do what they want with it. They can pin things on and take things off. It's a very sort of open piece of legislation, which can be scary ground.
It's kind of, well, if you see it that way, yeah. I mean, what they can give, they can take away as well. But for me, TPD saved us it sheltered us from a lot of things. And when I saw the vaping crisis that you had in the US with the acetates, with the
vitamin E
flavors.
And the tragic deaths of people who inhaled drugs bought in the street in their vaping devices. In France, we had the TPD, so we had, well, in Europe, then we had it, so it was all under the shelter of this law, and then it protected vaping somehow. And now we're recognized as something that exists as an industry, and we're in the law, and that's, in a way, that's good. The 10 ml limitation, not so good. The 20 milligrams limitation, kind of good, kind of bad, depends on, you know, how you look at the problem.
Sure.
But in a way, having a law and saying, okay, this industry exists and we have a law that regulates, that, you know, regulates everything, that's good to me.
Hey, Dimitri, if we had the ability to say, okay, you know what, no flavor bans, everybody can have flavors, but you got to be in 10 ml bottles and you got a 20 milligram cap. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I obviously you would take that because it would help the industry to continue to thrive, and it would continue to help people quit smoking, and it would be a compromise that definitely I would take seriously if it was up to me to make the decision only. The issue that you run into, and not necessarily a bad or good thing. I think that the hobbyists need to have stuff like short fields and shake and vape and stuff like that. It creates that other industry as well too, which is a perfect segue going to Greece. You know, we talked about the UK and we talked about France being organized and all that, and we're coming to the country like Greece where we haven't done shit, you know, with the government, and we see just a wild west of what's we enforce TBD, but do we really, Nick, in Greece? I mean.
No, we still have the 2 ml atomizers. I'm not sure if they know why there is a 2 ml
restriction.
Restriction. Yeah. I'm not sure if they know. I'm not sure if they know anything about vaping. They just look what Europe does. They take parts of the TPD in Europe and they just bring it to Greece. I mean, every like 3 or 4 months, there's something coming out about the e-liquids, but they're not even sure why. And, you know, they say you cannot sell like short fills, but if someone comes and to check you, they don't know why you cannot have, or you can have like a shake and vape, and you cannot have a short fill, or why you can have a 10 ml bottle, but you cannot have a shake and vape. So, you know, every now and then there's a new law or a new, like a new law that says, oh, you cannot do that. But then after like a week or like a month,
it's panic for a little bit, and then it just goes to everybody doing the same thing.
That's it. I mean, there's no one that comes and to check you, and even if they do, they don't know why they're there to check.
Yeah.
You know,
they don't understand what the problem.
They don't understand what's vaping like, you know.
Yeah, I find it funny because there is a 2 mil restriction in Greece, but everybody has 4, 5, 6 mil tanks in their shops.
Exactly.
Nobody stops it.
You can even sell a 4 ml atomizer or a 5 ml atomizer. I mean, you can sell the Zenith Pro, the 5.5 ml, but you know.
Yeah, but technically you can't.
Is it legal to import it in Greece?
No.
I mean,
technically yes.
Block it.
Technically yes, but if tanks come into Greece just with no nicotine, there's no check. They don't check the size of it.
Exactly.
Right. That's basically what it boils down to.
So it's basically
a police officer would have to stop you and measure the capacity.
Correct. Correct.
I have clients. I have police officers that are my clients, so they don't care. I mean, they even ask for the 5 ml or the 4 ml because you know, they're at work, they're on their bikes, and they don't want a 2 ml atomizer to fill every now and then. So they say, do you have a 4 ml or a 5 ml, or you know?
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, they would have to carry a syringe with them.
Some of them already do, but not for that. By the way, what I'm doing, I'm adjusting the audio levels up and down individually as the mics are changing, just to keep it, because there's no way that I can keep everybody across the board. So keep that in mind and just bear with us. Phil, you know, the problem that I see, all right, and here's where I want you to jump in. The problem that I see is, I mean, in countries as France and the UK, we have a law, whatever that is. It's 2 ml, 10 ml. It is what it is. But the difference is that it doesn't confuse the new consumer. You know, in Greece, it's a little bit different because we do have a law, but nothing's really enforced. And we have all these wild, wild west products that have come on the market. And for somebody that's new and you don't have a standard regulation, which is exactly what we have in the United States right now. We really don't have a standard regulation here, you know. For a new customer coming in, that's just a problem because it's just an overwhelming of products that nobody knows what's legal and what's not legal, and how are you going to get started with vaping?
Yeah, well, I mean, it almost sounds like what's happening here just a little bit, right? Because there's rules and laws in place, but there's no enforcement.
Right.
So I mean, that's happening, and I know that, you know, people are watching the show and they're like, oh, well, I can't get flavors in New York, but there's vape shops that are selling flavors.
Absolutely.
In New York, right? I mean, let's not kid ourselves, right?
And websites that are shipping in New York.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, so I mean, that's definitely going on. That's definitely happening. But I see when there are rules and regulations, and when they're held. I mean, I think it makes it easier for the vape shop, especially with the 10 mil and the 20 20 milligram cap. It's easier for a new vapor to get started and to understand like where things are. But like we're talking about in Greece, I guarantee you that there's some people that might be watching this show that have really no idea what a short fill is, or no idea what a shake and vape is. Like, what's the difference between that? Right. So maybe we should even explain what that is.
I think Nick can explain it very because we have both of those products in Greece.
Yeah, a short fill is a ready-made liquid, you know, with a VG, PG, and everything, and the aroma and everything, and it's usually on a 100 ml or a 60 ml bottle, and you just add up nicotine. You don't have to put the VG or PG. The shake and vape is just the aroma. It's a concentrate aroma, and you have to, when the client comes in, you have to put the nicotine, you have to put the VG, and the PG depends on the, you know, the percentage of PG, VG he wants it. So then you have to let it steep for like 3, 4, 5 days, depends on the liquid. The short fill, you just vape it.
It's ready to vape.
You know?
Yeah, basically that's the difference.
So why do you have both?
Tax.
Because we can, and tax. I mean, the shake and vape is cheaper, and it's so the let's say like an average shake and vape will cost like 15 euros, and an average short fill will cost 22 euros. So the tax is totally different.
Yeah, so they're taxing the final product. So if you put VG and PG, they're calling it a final product. So in 50 mLs of liquid in Greece, you have 5 euros tax, almost $6 tax. That's just tax without the price of the bottle. With the wholesale.
Wouldn't the other benefit of the shake and vape also be that the consumer picks their PG-VG ratio?
I don't think
yeah.
it's a benefit. I don't think it's a benefit, honestly. I think the chicken vape is
it's not.
because when you make a recipe, David, jump in here. When you make a recipe, you make it based on a ratio. Like when you come up with a delicious watermelon peach from unsalted, you've made it based on a recipe that's,
Shameless plug.
you've made it on a recipe that's 50-50, for example. So if a consumer buys it and makes it 80% VG, it's not going to taste the same, right, David?
No, it's not. But the advantage of what we call also the long fill or the shaken vape is that you can go higher in nicotine because when you have a bottle like this and you have only the space for 20 mLs, right?
Yeah.
And you have boosters that are limited to 20 milligrams. You can only go up to 6 milligrams per milliliter. So that's a problem because people who want to vape higher, they can't. But with the short fill, they can, because they can add only boosters and go up to 12 or even a bit higher, depending on the dilution and what you can.
There are some short fills that you can go up to 3 mg of nicotine. There's not much space for more.
If you have,
so the maximum is like a 3 mg.
60, you can.
That would be the same here in the UK. Short fills, the most you can get in is enough to make it a 3 milligram.
Yeah, and
Exactly.
I think this adds to the confusion, right? This adds to the confusion. Like for the enthusiast and the hobbyist end of it, I guess it's okay. But for the smoker, all right. So now I got long fills, I got short fills, I got shaken vapes, I got finished product, I got 10 milligrams. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Yeah. I can tell you this: when I go overseas, right, there's a lot of flavors that I want to try. There's a lot. I mean, like I get liquids all the time. I am turned off by the fact that you're not handing me a bottle that I can just vape.
Yeah.
I'm turned off by that.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. And especially older people as well, too.
It takes 2 years of getting used to, but then you
right. No, I get it.
I think if you're desperate to quit smoking and this is what's available and you have good employees in the vape shop, I think it's you'll get there if you're dedicated to do it. I know Nick will tell you we have customers that are 70 years old that mix their own liquid. They just come and buy and they put VG. If you're coming, but the majority of people, like if I pulled Phil's mom right now and I said, "Hey Marie, by the way, here's 20 mils of aroma." By the way, when you hear the word aroma, I was just notified. Aroma means just flavoring in North America, because it's not a smell. It's just the actual flavoring in the bottle. Right. So here, Marie, here's 20 mils aroma. Go in your kitchen. Make sure you put, 13 mLs of VG, put 12 mLs of PG, and then put 2 nicotine shots and shake it. Oh, and by the way, put it in a dark place for 3 or 4 days. Because you like bakery goods, it's not ready to vape. She's gonna say, "I love you, Dimi, but go fuck yourself." I mean, that's what she's gonna say, and I think a lot of people are gonna do that.
She's gonna go buy a pack of those.
Absolutely,
right
absolutely.
The thing is, in France, well, at least in France, I don't know for the other countries, but in Europe, basically, when you want to quit smoking, you use this.
Absolutely.
10 mLs and nicotine, 12 milligrams. And that's ready to vape.
That's not what's happening in Greece.
Yes.
I know in France that the 10 ml bottles are like very famous, but in Greece, if you buy a 10 ml liquid, you're gonna pay €5. If you get a 60 ml flavor, like with 3 or 6 mg nicotine, you're gonna buy like 11 or 12 or 15. So there's no way someone is gonna buy a 10 ml for €5 if you can get a 60 ml of €15. So 10 mLs in Athens, in Greece, it's you don't find them very easily.
That price difference exists in France, and it's pretty much the same thing. Right? So it's almost €6, five something.
Yeah, but Greeks,
I think the problem with Greeks is not the Greek consumer itself. I think the problem is Greek vapors. I think Greek vapors tell other people, again, we've talked about this on the Smoker Show multiple times with Phil, just because you vape one way, you tell a consumer that that's the way that they should vape. But I think that the Greek vapors have big influence on people going to vape shops. I've started a lot of people in Greece in 10 mil. Tomorrow, you're going to see one of the customers come to 𝗵𝗵𝗀, Nick. I'll talk to you about that afterwards. But I started them off with a 10 mil bottle. And eventually they moved into a short fill. But at the beginning, that's all. I didn't tell them about, they had no idea about vaping, and they didn't know vapors. They didn't know what a 60 mil was. I told them, this is what you need. And they started with it. And I think more, if we did this more as an industry, I think it would benefit consumers as well too. Don't listen to what your buddy down there with the triple stack whatever said. This is what you need, and I think that we'll be able to move more 10 mils. If I find it, I think in the UK, Daniel, the 10 mils are popular as well too.
Yeah, they are. They definitely are. But the whole 10 mil rule and the 20 milligram limit, I think it was the wrong thing to target. With the TPD, I actually believe that the 2 mil limit was a mistake that was picked up from a few countries. The 2 mil limit initially was applied to pre-filled pods, and they could only come in 2 mil and a 2 mil limit, and that's what it was meant to be. But a lot of the countries picked that up across the board.
Yeah, so tanks got included with it. Yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, included tanks and everything, and people aren't going to vape less because it's in a 10 ml bottle. They're going to buy 5 10 ml bottles, and then we've got 5 bottles going into the waste. It's not going to make people vape less. There's no rhyme or reason, no benefit to allowing high nicotine in 10 ml bottles and not allowing it in the bigger bottles, in the short fill bottles. I think they went the wrong way with it. But yes, we sell loads and loads and loads of 10 ml bottles, but it's just because we're forced to.
Yeah.
I have customers there that will decant 10 ml bottles into either short fills or 120 mils, and they'll buy 12 10 mils and dump them all into a 120 mil just for ease of use.
Great for the environment. Fantastic. It's really good.
Too much plastic.
Absolutely insane.
It's a nonsensical. It's a nonsensical rule. I don't know why it came in. Well, there's plenty of other things that could have legislated with, but for them two, I can't see where they were going. I can't see what they were trying to achieve.
I got a question from PSS. Will you mix for your customers? If that's for grease, we're not supposed to, but everybody does it. If a law is unjust, I don't have to follow it. That's always been my motto. And Nick will tell you, there's people, listen, it's for the safety of the consumer more than anything else. You don't want to send somebody that's new out to their house with PG, VG, and nicotine shots and all that and tell them to quit smoking, right, Nick?
Yeah. No, because when they start and if they start mixing their own e-liquids, I'm not talking about DIY, I'm talking about you get a shaken vape and then you go and start mixing, then what they're going to do, they're going to look for PGVG on the internet, and then they might find you can get from Bulgaria 1 liter of 100 mg of nicotine. If somebody buys that, instead of buying the 10 ml 20 mg nicotine from a vape shop, they're going to go and buy a liter of 100 mg of nicotine. If that one drops on your skin, you're dead.
Yeah,
I mean, they can buy it for less money.
Yeah, not for 100. Yeah, you're not gonna die, but you're gonna get sick or whatever it is.
Yeah,
Plus, you can fuck it up. You really can fuck it up.
Yeah, it's dangerous. You can really overshoot the nicotine. I
Absolutely.
Yeah. Or you can even if you breathe the odor, and it's not like something safe. You have to know, and you have to wear gloves, and you have to do stuff. I mean, they don't know that, but if you make them go into that and making their own juices, I mean, it's that you take them to another place that it's not that safe.
Yeah, and Phil will tell you, in Greece, we're not supposed to say that vaping helps you quit smoking. I went and posted it. We put it all in front of the windows of the stores. I don't give a shit. I mean, what are they going to do? I think if more people would do that, we'd be in a better place. Like, come fucking arrest me. I don't give a shit. I mean, they're going to arrest Nick, not me, but fuck it. I'll bail him out.
Yeah.
But you know what I'm saying? I mean, when a law is unjust, when a law is unjust, especially when we're talking about new customers that come inside, it could be people, Phil is very, very sensitive about this. It could be people that can't see very well. It could be people that have problem with their hands. They can't open up the top cap of a 60 ml bottle and go through the entire process. Of course, we're going to fix it for them at the nicotine strength that they want.
Which is illegal. It's illegal to mix juice in the shop.
Correct.
It's illegal to put the VG on a shaken vape. And I mean, there's I don't know.
Yeah, but
don't
but
know
again,
why.
it's an unjust law, and that's what it boils down to.
It doesn't make sense. Doesn't make sense. I mean, you just put the VG on a ready-made thing, and you put the nicotine inside. I mean, I know how to do it, and then you tell me don't do it. Let the consumer do it. Who doesn't know?
It takes away from what the
how
TPD
nicotine
was.
works, or-
The TPD was supposed to protect the consumer, and it just takes away from it. It does the complete opposite.
It doesn't.
Well,
Well,
you know all about prohibition in the US, right? It pushes people towards the black market. Which
Yes.
is unregulated
Exactly.
and it's
That's why I'm talking
fucking
about
dangerous
nicotine. I mean, you can
products,
buy it
so-
from Bulgaria for like cheap.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
like
don't even know the quality of the nicotine you're buying is that thing.
Yeah,
Because
yeah,
when
exactly.
you buy it that
exactly.
cheap, I know because with the labs and stuff, with the creating juice and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Just
Some nicotine is used as stuff to kill plants, right?
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Some nicotines are for medical.
That's the agricultural nicotine.
Let me tell you a funny story that I found out that one of the suppliers of this nicotine that Nick talks about in Bulgaria is being made at a pesticides plant. So this guy is getting nicotine. You don't know what quality is. You don't know what grade it is. And he's just putting it in a bottle and he's selling it illegally in the black market. You know what I'm saying? And it's coming from a pesticide plant. So I mean that's scary for the consumer.
Again, we're talking about short fills, we're talking about shake and vape and everything. But I think it's important to note that TPD gave birth to that, right?
Yeah,
I mean that didn't exist before TPD, right? So TPD, which is designed to protect the consumer, created a more dangerous market in effect.
Yeah.
Yep.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, it's like that rumor when the first TPD came out in Greece. I mean, we would hear so many stories. One of the rumor is that for the 10 ml bottle, that in the US there were like kids that they would buy. Back then we had the 30 ml liquids with nicotine inside, so they would say that some kids would take that and drink it. So because of that, we don't allow 30 ml anymore, so we have the 10 ml, as if they cannot take 3 or 4 or 5 10 ml, put it in the bottle and drink it. I mean, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Plus, they didn't even put a drop of 18 milligrams on their tongue, because I'm telling you, they would say, okay, no way a kid is going to drink just a 10 ml bottle. And the other thing that's ridiculous about this 10 ml law is that it's limited to 10 ml for 18 milligrams per milliliter, right?
Yep.
But it's supposed to be the fatal dose for a kid. So,
yeah,
I mean,
we have a 20
kid that
mg.
ingests
We don't have
this,
18 mg. We have 20 mg.
There you go. If you have 3 mg, what do you do then? Why do you limit it to 10 mLs? You should limit it to 60
Higher.
mLs.
Correct.
You know what
I mean, they can buy, if they want to get high, they can go to any vape shop. I mean, if they're like 18 and above,
They
they
can
can
buy
buy a
cigarettes
10
as well.
ml 10 ml booster with 20 mg. If they get 3 of these and put them in the bottle and drink it, it's the same thing.
Yeah, it doesn't make it really doesn't make. That's why we were encouraging a lot for people to partake in this nicotine users. This is a chance for consumers in Europe to give their input. You always have to point out to the government as a consumer, what is that this regulation that you've put in place now for 4 or 5 years, what benefits it has, and also what drawbacks it has. And, I talked to the people that are behind this. Greece and the UK are not participating in the numbers as they should, it's disappointing. It's just disappointing as consumer. Like, we can't get people motivated to do this. But I highly suggest that if you're in Europe and you have something to say, here's your opportunity to do it.
Yep. Very important for us guys in Europe, this survey. Even though, I don't want to be a downer,
if there is no drama, in the survey, nobody's going to take
Nobody
it.
cares. That's what we should do from now on.
Add a section of drama, and then everyone will go and sign up.
We should just ingest drama to everything that we're trying to promote, Phil. I'm telling you.
Maybe some tits.
Yeah, tits and drama.
Maybe.
Tits and drama. That is
There you go.
We should register that,
TND.
Phil.
That's for the guy vapors, though.
Yeah, well, we'll throw in some male strippers as well to make it equal.
Okay.
Already put a picture of David with just naked with his beautiful hair flowing down his
There you
body.
go.
That's all it's going to take.
I mean, I volunteer.
I'd be there. I'd be there. You know, speaking of that, I have a question for Nick. Serious question. Why don't you change your channel to 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹? I think that you would get like a lot more, subscribers, a lot more bigger view count. I would think. I would imagine, right?
You know how 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 came up? Because first thing I did on vaping was before even the YouTube and stuff was a radio show. That back then we were like some vape reviewers and stuff. So the show was for the new vapers. That's why the Noob. But then I kept it, and it's been like for years now.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, if you do decide
the boob is a good idea.
Yeah. If you decide to change and you start making millions of dollars, I'll take a small cut. No big.
I am making millions of dollars.
Okay. Well, no, if you change the boob, you can make it even more.
Yeah. Evdoros asks us if I'm talking about the Marshall Islands nicotine. I'm not going to say names, Evdoros. I'm sorry. I don't want to get sued. But if you do some research, you'll find pesticide plant selling nicotine in Europe. You want drama? I'll give you drama. Amish, a good friend from Australia, says, get Jay Hayes to promote the survey. I'm sorry. I like Jay. I don't have any problem with Jay. I'm going to get him to promote the survey? What the fuck are you talking about? I mean, if you are an influencer in this industry, you should keep up with what's the news and push out what is good and what needs to be done. Amish, that's not my job. It's not my job to call up everybody and say, "Hey, can you promote this?" This is what you should be doing if you have a stake in this industry. And everybody does. If you have a stake in this industry and you want to protect it, you need to get out there and do it yourself. I mean, if you want to start up drama, I will. But I don't have anything personal with Jay or anybody or Trip. Like, it's like you telling me I should reach out to Rip Trippers and tell them to promote the survey. No. Not my job. Fuck. What the fuck is that? It makes no sense at all.
We actually reached out to both Jay and Rip to join this show, but we didn't get them to do that. So we're probably not going to get them to promote a survey either.
Absolutely. You're absolutely right. So listen, I'm not trying to start anything, Amish. I like you and all that, but statements like that are stupid. It makes you look silly, and it makes everybody look silly. You know what I'm saying? We have done everything in our power to try to promote positive tobacco harm reduction movements. And we're doing it. I find out about what's going on, and I try to share it with the world. And everybody should do the same thing as well too. Or just get paid like Rip Trippers and say, "Fuck it, I don't give a shit. I just want to get paid, baby. That's it." And it's nothing. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. But to tell me to reach out, no. Let's shift over to that, and then we're going to come back a little bit to the vape shop equation. I really want to talk about that. But
hold on, just real quick. Yeah, thank you.
Cheers,
David. I was right there. That's what I wanted to do.
I saw you.
Cheers, everybody.
Everybody else, okay. All right, good. Here we go.
I changed it up.
David, go ahead and do another one for Daniel. Go ahead. I haven't done a shot.
Daniel.
All right. So let's get back before everybody starts going crazy on the chat and start attacking, which I'm down for tonight. Listen, I have no problem with it. Speaking of promotions, this weekend, You Don't Know Nicotine is premiering. I've signed up for it. It's like $17 or whatever, and you see it online all weekend. So you're able to log in all weekend and watch the movie. So you just click pre-order the digital rental here. And then you get to this page where, you can sign in. It's, if I'm not mistaken, it's $17 is what it costs. But anyway, I pre-ordered it. If you are around, YouDon'tKnowNicotine.com is the website. KnowNicotine.com is the website. Go over there and spend $17, $18. Support the project. I know, again, this has a lot of drama attached to it as well, too. It's like everything that goes on. Like, they took money from the big tobacco and all that stuff. But I don't care.
Have any region restriction? I mean, can we watch it?
Yeah, you can watch it anywhere. Absolutely, anywhere.
You know what's funny? You know what's funny?
What?
Is that this T-shirt cost more than that $17 to watch the movie?
Yeah, I know.
Dimitri, can I
Stop
ask,
bragging with your swag, man.
Yeah. Go ahead, Daniel.
When you finish watching that, could you send me your login details?
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know that's going to happen. Like one vapor is going to...
children to vape.
One vapor's going to stream it on Facebook Live. It's like, fuck it.
You cheap fuck. Somebody put a super chat in here for Daniel. We'll send him the money.
We'll send him 10% of it.
I have a question for you, Dimi.
Yes.
When you showed the address of the, can you bring back up the website with the You Don't Know Nicotine?
Sure, absolutely. Here, we'll move it here. There you go.
Did you see a tab with the Pornhub?
No. I'm very careful about that. Don't worry.
Yeah. Can you type in the address bar PO?
Oh yeah, of course. Look.
Suggests
There you go.
There
First
you
one.
go.
First one coming
Yeah,
up. What are you
that's
talking
my
about?
dude, man.
First one coming
That's my
up.
dude. Right.
But it's bookmarked.
You're
but
a
it's
content
not.
guy. I knew that.
Of
You're,
course
you're
it
a man
is.
of culture.
It's only for research, really. It's when I have to look into somebody. You know, I just
You're a
want to
man
make
of
sure.
culture. And you have balls as well. I respect that.
Absolutely, absolutely. Ain't no shame, buddy, in a good fat, buddy. Ain't no shame at all.
You were talking about drama around that movie. I actually had a couple of people call me, and they were concerned about going to the premiere. They're like, I don't know if I should go to the premiere.
Why?
There's rumors that it's funded by Big Tobacco.
Yes.
And, there was all kinds of drama going on with that.
Yes, there was. Yeah, the echo is happening on the browser. I can fix that. Sorry, I forgot to take away that. I'll fix it right now. But yeah, go ahead, Phil.
No, that was it. They were really concerned. They didn't know if they should be seen there at the premiere. They started asking me all kinds of questions about what the hell is his name? I'm forgetting his name right now. The producer of the movie,
Aaron Bbr.
Yeah, Aaron. They were asking me all kinds of questions.
Aaron
about
Bbr.
Aaron. Do you know Aaron? Is he a legit guy? You know, all kinds of questions about that. They were really, really concerned about going and being seen, and how being seen at the premiere would potentially affect them.
Yeah. Well, it's not going to affect
Aaron
anybody.
The guy who did the 1,000 Lives.
A Billion Lives.
yeah.
Yes.
Same guy.
Same
Okay.
guy. And here's the funny part. Look, if you want to go see it, pay $17 and see it. If you don't want to see it, just shut the fuck up. Who cares about your opinion? Nobody cares about your opinion if you think it's Big Tobacco. If you want to support it, go out there and support it. If you don't support it. But this need for criticizing, by the way, Amish says that he was joking. I wasn't. So that's just the difference between me and you, Amish. But if you want to support the event, but it's somebody to reach out to Phil or to me and say, oh, by the way, you're doing this is bad. No, I'm an adult, man. I'm 49 years old, bitch. I can do whatever I want to. You're not going to tell me what to do. Unless somebody has stolen. Aaron didn't steal any money from me. I've had private talks with him, and I think that his mind is in the right place, and I think that his heart is in the right place. Does he want to make money? Of course.
Can I add something even more controversial? Or?
Sure, absolutely. Hit me.
Fuck yeah.
Who cares if it's funded by Big Tobacco?
Absolutely.
I mean, it's not going to kill you if you see it.
Right.
You have your critical mind. You can analyze it and see if it's propaganda or if it's something that you believe in. And who cares who funded it? You have to see it. I tend to not look only at the viewpoints that I agree with, and try to look at the viewpoints that I disagree with, and see what arguments they put forward.
Right. But
to better myself and know how to counteract it.
Yeah.
You know?
But
If
I
you
think the argument,
stay
Dave,
in your bubble, then you're not going to expand your point of view on things.
yeah, I think the argument though, David, is that if it's funded by Big Tobacco, it's not legitimate. So if it's pro nicotine and it's funded by Big Tobacco, it's not legitimate, right?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, who cares? You have to see it. It talks about nicotine. You guys are on the chat of a vape show. For myself, I'm at 3 a.m. in the morning. For in the US, I guess it's 9 a.m.
Yes,
probably.
It's 9
If
p.m.
you're watching this instead of Netflix or instead of playing games, you're really into vaping.
Right.
You're really into this industry. So
Great
you
point.
have to see it. Whoever produced that shit.
And I don't even think that's the argument though, David, because we know the truth about nicotine. We do, right? So I mean, I don't think anything that we're going to see in the movie is going to change our minds, right?
Yeah.
But it's the people outside of the vaping community. If they go to see it and potentially they want their minds changed about nicotine, if they find out it's funded by Big Tobacco, I don't know if it's going to change their minds at that point. I think that's the argument.
Yeah. Again, I don't think that's an argument at all. I don't.
But whatever. I mean, if it's a bad thing, then you have to see it. You have to analyze it, and then you have to debunk it. So you have to see it anyways, whoever made it and whoever founded it. I mean, if tomorrow Bloomberg puts out a documentary about nicotine, you can bet your ass I'm gonna see it.
Yes, sure.
And
I don't get why nicotine is an issue though. I mean, smokers get nicotine, vapors get nicotine, even the IQOS people get nicotine. I mean, I don't think that the issue is the nicotine that makes the whole problem.
Yeah, it's not. But again, I think the point that David's trying to make, and I think everybody's point is correct on this. It boils down to if you want to find out about the movie, just pay the money and watch it. And if you don't want it, doesn't make any difference. Did you put any money into it? Did somebody take money from you and scammed you? That is a cause that all of us will get behind, and we'll try to expose if somebody's fucking the industry, if somebody's taking money from the industry, if somebody's screwing customers, if somebody's selling a shitty product or whatever. We'll get behind that and try to expose them. But in this particular, if I don't have anything committed into it, who cares? Either watch it or don't watch it. Why do you have to create all this tension between us when we're missing the big goal? And the big goal is for vaping to be around. By the way,
yeah, you should do another shot.
You should do a shot because I'm going to celebrate. I'm going to celebrate my greatest accomplishment on Twitter. My greatest accomplishment on Twitter happened a few days ago.
When Jenna Jameson to like your account.
Yeah, that was my second. I got retweeted by a porn star one time. That was very, very exciting, but not as exciting as being blocked by the 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 Banks.
Damn.
Yeah, she's hot.
Nice.
Yeah. I mean, I just know from research, not from but
there you go.
I will tell you,
You do a lot of research.
I do. I'm a data guy. So 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 finally blocked me from his personal account, and a lot of people were, I got a lot of comments on this, and let me say, it's the greatest feat for me because when somebody blocks you on Twitter, I was not rude to him, I was not disrespectful to him. All that means is that I finally got into his head with the truth that I was hitting, right? And I find it as an accomplishment that he blocked me, more so than he's that I didn't offend him, I didn't cuss him out. I've always been factual with what I present to him. So for him, blocking him means I won. That's basically what it means, in my opinion. So
he ran out of arguments. But that thing, 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹, the channel, the YouTube channel, it's very cool. It's about science and stuff.
Yeah.
And he made a video that's called "Be Hated," and in this video he explained that if you do something and you have people that hate you for that, you're probably doing it right.
Yes, yes,
it
absolutely.
doesn't have to be a mantra to be hated by everyone, because obviously that makes you an asshole. But if you're hated by some people, then you took a side and you're doing your thing right.
Yeah.
So that's very cool. I agree. It's a
very
good
proud,
achievement.
very proud.
It's a lesser achievement than being retweeted by 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 Banks.
Yeah,
that's it's a
yeah, absolutely. 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 Banks was a big moment for me. That was pretty huge.
I imagine. Do you have Jerome's? Do you have his physical address? Can you send him?
I'm sure I can find it, but I mean,
because I think you should start sending him real mail now, and like maybe even a DVD of the face mask video.
Yeah.
I think that would be.
I'm gonna send him that and a bag of dicks. Have you seen that bag of dicks that you can send people? That I was gonna send him a bag of dicks too. Yeah.
Damn. That's very below the belt. I was expecting that in this show.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it is the DP show. So 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹, did she get? Are we going to talk about porn stars now? Did she get her? I don't care. If she got arrested in Florida, I would bail her out. Right? She's a good chick. All right. Just from research that I've done. I don't know her personally.
Well. Let's open a TP or something. Like you found me or.
𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 Banks was the first to accuse Ron Jeremy of sexual assault. She was the first to start that movement. And of course, this was about a year and a half ago when the Me Too movement happened, which, by the way, Corona seems to have killed the Me Too movement completely. So I am, again, sticking to my guns, my conspiracy theory that the coronavirus was introduced by politicians and powerful people that were getting ready to go down with the Me Too movement. Done. Yeah, I'm sticking with it.
It was introduced by 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 Banks.
That's right. That's right. But she was the first one to accuse Ron Jeremy of sexual assault, and then other women came out, and finally Ron Jeremy got arrested. But anyway, let's go back to this.
You guys know about Ron Jeremy, right? He opened a vape shop in France. Do you know that?
No, I didn't know that. No.
Really?
He used to have a restaurant, and he opened a vape shop in France. This guy.
Really?
Hey, I bet you.
Does they only have big mods? Like huge fucking.
The long fill. The long fill.
The long fill. Sky Camel. Hi, DNP. Got my Chroma Z and I love it. Great Sky. I'm glad that you like it, buddy.
Come on, man. I'm going to be fucking wasted.
That's all right. No problem.
I got way deep into 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹 Banks. Oh. So I want to circle back a little bit on reviewing. Let's get into a little, because all three of you are reviewers as well too, and of course Phil, very famous, very famous across the world. Phil, sorry, yeah. But I mean, you show products on the one shot media though as well too. You, I mean, there might not be reviews, but you look at products and you tell people about them, and Daniel and Nick as well too.
I still do a bit of reviews, but my channel is kind of dying right now.
Yeah, that's okay. Trust me, we know how you feel. But what I want to circle back is this sensitivity about being involved commercially into to the reviewing and promotions and the stigma that carried for these last 10 years over that. I had a discussion with Nick last summer, and I told Nick, I was like, Nick, you should be getting compensated for some of the stuff that you do. I mean, if you have an influence in the industry and this is your livelihood, right? I mean, for all of us, at some point, we gave up our jobs and we got into the vaping industry. And what you're trying to do is trying to pay to be able to make a living out of it. And I told Nick, I was like, you're dumb. You're sitting promoting all these people out there, like me and Phil did, back in the day when we were popular. You're sitting promoting all these people, making millions for them. You need to get paid. And the concept was a little bit sensitive for him. But I think now, Nick, you would agree that it doesn't make any difference how many people stepped up and did it or whatever. Even just a few did it, it sets the precedent. And it puts things in motion for people to be able to do that. But I found it interesting how sensitive that conversation was that we had back then. I want to touch a little bit on that, you shifting with that in the reviewing and the promotion of what you're doing on your YouTube channel.
Well, it worked actually. I mean, not for everyone that I talked to, but now I have like 4 sponsors on my live show.
Bitch, where's my fucking 20%? What the fuck? I ain't getting nothing out of that.
We're gonna talk big money now.
You know what's amazing is, like, I talked to some people that they came to me and asked me to promote some of their products. So I did it at the start before I asked for money. Everything was fine. And when I sent them my offer for I'm gonna get sponsored, like I'm gonna get paid if you want me to promote your product, they never answered. I mean, and they were the ones that texted me at the first place to promote their product.
Right.
So on my first show that I said, okay, my channel, I mean, I had some sponsors, but for giveaways and stuff. So on my first show, when I said, I'm gonna get sponsored and everything, I told them, I told the audience, that I'm gonna get sponsored, and I have like 250 to 300 live viewers on my every show. Like 90%, they were like, oh great, you're gonna the channel's gonna get more professional now, we're gonna have more giveaways. Of course, everyone loves giveaways. And there were like 2 or 3 that they were going, oh, now that you're gonna get paid, you're not gonna be as objective and stuff. And I said, no, because I mean, I've been showing products. I mean, when the Asgard came out, I was like, Asgard for me was like the best RDA for 2019, and I would say that to every one of my shows. So does that mean that I get paid from Vapors Cloud? No. Okay, and then I would go and I would talk about Inikin products, and they say, oh, you talk about Inikin products because you work for 𝗵𝗵𝗶𝗹. And I said, no, because I talk about so many products that I like, and for the past 2 years I only talk about products that I like. I mean, they're like companies sending me pods, mods, and RDAs and everything that I don't even open anymore. I just check which products I like, and I just show them. That's why I like everything, because I show whatever I like. So the Greeks are not ready for that.
Yes.
For sponsoring.
We're gonna make it though. I mean,
they think if they send you like 2-3 bottles of juice to promote, I mean, that you're so lucky that you got it.
Yeah.
And they make tons of money, really. I mean, seriously, if you get like a 3 bottle, they cost them like 20 euros, like
20
euros.
Yeah, more like 3 euros.
That's a lot. But I'm just saying, I don't have to say how much is for a bottle for wholesale, but if they send it to a promoter or in an influencer, even if they don't have many followers, I mean, even if they get 50 bottles out of him, they will get like lots of money, and he will get like 3 bottles of juice that he might even not like.
Yeah.
So whenever you ask for money, they go to someone else.
But
they go to someone else.
But look, this in general has been in the U.S. It was the same thing. It was a big taboo, right? And I see the question from Brandon: why did everyone hate on Rip? But yet y'all say you should get paid for what you do, vaping stuff or not. It's all about the money, right? Brandon, I personally never ripped on Rip, and I don't think Phil has. In fact, I'm envious. If he can make the money that he can by showing products, congratulations to him. I think the taboo was when you're not being transparent about it. When you're getting paid for something. Like, I know Nick, he's done it right. Now he comes on his show and he says, look, I'm being sponsored, I'm being paid by these companies, and I'm promoting them on a channel. And I think that's great. And if Greeks, listen, I was on his show last week. He had tons of people watching him. So if you like it, watch. If you don't like it, don't watch. That's what it boils down to. But you're going to see here where I'm going getting at, Brando. A lot of people hated on Rip back in the day. We're talking about the 2014s, 2015s when Rip was getting paid and nobody else was. But then guess what? Everybody started getting paid. So everybody forgot about it. Everybody started hating on 𝗂𝗍𝗄𝗧 when he did the membership only on YouTube. He was the first, right? You know what I said?
He even made a list for reviews that if you want me to show it in a week, I'm going to get paid that.
Right,
If you want
exactly.
me to show it in 3 weeks, I'm going to get paid
Exactly. So everybody hated on 𝗂𝗍𝗄𝗧 for doing the members only on YouTube. I thought it was fucking brilliant. If somebody is dying to watch 𝗂𝗍𝗄𝗧 the minute he puts the video out and is willing to pay, that's fucking brilliant. Everybody hated on Jay, but guess what? You see other channels now that are doing the same thing as well. So it's not just about somebody making the step forward and doing that step. You get some hate, which is actually working in their favor because it draws more attention to their channel and more people to their channel. And then everybody copies it and does the same thing, and everybody forgets about it in a while. So I think it was more than that. But same question to you, David. Like in the France market, and for you personally, I'd say back in the days you used to do a lot of reviews, but now it's become your livelihood. This is your business. And listen, I know I've seen Phil edit video. It takes a lot of fucking time. It takes a lot of work to do a good presentation of a product today. So it only makes sense at some point that you're going to monetize on it.
Recently, I did the review for this, the 𝗂𝗵𝗶𝗹, which is a new atomizer from StatQualm.
Yeah.
It took me 20 hours of work, of real work. I mean, right behind my computer, Vegas Pro, webcams, preparing the review, writing everything down. It takes almost 20 hours, and I'm used to this. I'm pretty fast at this, but it still takes a lot of time. If people knew how much time it takes to do this, maybe they would understand better why we wouldn't do that for free. But again, when I started, it's funny because when you talked about 𝗂𝗍𝗄𝗧, the fact that he was a trailblazer basically, but by doing the preview or the premiere for his video, and it was a paying thing. Back in the days, I launched this, right? I was the first reviewer in France to do this.
To put your name behind a liquid, yeah.
And it wasn't even my name. It still even isn't my name. It's NKV. My reviewer name was Nuke Vapes, and I didn't want that on the bottles because I didn't want people, because nukes, it's nuclear, and it's not healthy, and I didn't want that on the product. So I use NKV, which is an acronym, and it works, and it's my brand. And I started that, and I was like, people are going to be happy that I'm succeeding in something, and I'm launching this brand. And I got a shit ton of hate for this, so much so that it almost stopped me doing videos, which has a counter effect of what people want is free content, basically.
Yes.
And, free advice and reviews and very nice close-ups and stuff like that. So I was like, fuck it. Why am I even doing this? People are hating me because I'm doing a juice. Which I'm being paid like 20 cents per bottle or something, so it's ridiculous,
The thing you're gonna get rich from that. That's why.
Yeah,
they have no idea. They have no idea.
Look, this isn't a Rolex, all right. This is a Tissot. It's a pretty nice watch, but it's not a Rolex, so it's okay. I'm doing good, but
it still tells
I'm
time.
not doing like crazy. See this? It's an oscilloscope, and I used to use this in my reviews. It cost me 400 euros. On the first year of NKV, the juice that I launched, it brought me 10,000. No, not 10,000. 1,000.
1,000 euros.
Yeah, 1,000
Wow,
euros. For
that's a lot of money.
reviews. And yeah, I know.
You know-
I'm balling, man. And this cost me half of this.
Yeah.
And I invested it back into the reviews because that's what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Right?
You know,
Exactly.
David,
and then the problem is that other reviewers years later did the same thing and got only thing but praises from everyone because that's cool. You're making it into the.
well, sometimes
scene,
you know, Dave, I've learned this twice in life now, right? Once when I was DJing, and then again in reviewing. The more you're loved, the more you're hated.
Yeah.
Period. Right. That's number one. Right. The other thing too is the more successful you are, the more people want to drag you down. Right. It's just I don't know why, but it's just the nature of people.
Human nature. That's what it boils down to, Phil. That's what it boils down.
Especially in France, because there's one thing that I envy a lot in American culture. Is that in American culture, success, big cars, big watches, big bling and necklaces and diamonds is seen as successful and positive and nice. Trump got elected in the US because of that.
Yes. In
France, when you drive a big car, and I have a very good anecdote for that because in my work, I went to a factory to create some furnitures, right? For my job, and the guy in the factory, it's a very big factory. They work for high-end fashion brands and stuff. So they do a good business. And the guy was talking about cars, and we were chatting about eating a pizza. And the guy is talking about his cars, and I found out what car he was driving. It was a Lamborghini.
Oh.
An LP 660 or something.
A cheap car.
Yeah, it's a good car. And he has like 2 or 3. And his associate was like, oh, don't talk about that. And I found out because he was talking about the engines and the colors and the speed. And, you know, I connected the dots and I was like, oh, so you drive a Lamborghini? And it was like, yeah. Kind of ashamed about it, you know? And I was like, fuck it, man. I'm coming to your factory. You are a successful businessman because you drive a Lamborghini. That's good. That means I can trust you. That means I can trust you in your business. And I think like an American in some way, but in France, when you drive a big car, you're just a show off and you're making a lot of money, which means you're making a lot of profit on top of the people who pay, you know, for your products.
Yeah.
And
Right.
so
That's exactly what happens
bad
in Greece.
manners. You know, when you go to a business meeting and you arrive in a BMW or a nice car or too nice of a car, then you're seen as a, you know, show off and so he's making a lot of money, so
makes sense.
Too expensive, you
makes
know?
sense. Let me get.
That's a problem.
Yes, that's a problem. That's just a human nature. People just envious. Let me get Daniel involved in this because he's gonna fall asleep, the poor guy. Daniel, one of my problems. And I see this a lot in the UK, and in general for you, you know, you Brits over there. There's just a lot of drama between the groups, and I think a lot of it stems between that who gets paid, who doesn't get paid. One of my biggest pet peeves is when somebody criticizes somebody for get paid, and then they get paid themselves. And we see this all the time. Okay, I mean this happens all the time in this industry. But what is the fucking beef in the UK? Why is there? I mean, there's drama everywhere, but it seems like in the UK it's just running rampant with reviewers right now.
I don't think it's down to people getting paid and not getting paid. I didn't want you to come to me. I don't know why I'd be devil's advocate here or not. Everybody started and didn't get paid. So everybody came on the YouTube. There was no payments. You were buying your own stuff, reviewing it with passion, and as your journey continued, yes, people started to make a bit of money from it. I'm on the fence as far as Patreon's concerned. I'm on the fence as far as channel memberships are concerned. Super chats, I think, are fine. I agree with, because live shows are very hard to put together. They're very hard to run. They're very hard to keep going and keep an audience. And I think people donating through super chats is brilliant for the content creator that way. But for me, I just don't think that I think money changes things in some perspective.
There's absolutely no doubt about that, Daniel. There's no doubt. I mean, you're not going to say a product fucking sucks if you get paid. You'll find a way. But I think the key here is that if
you can find a way to say that doesn't suck, though.
Right.
I mean, in a nice way.
Right.
Or,
right.
You know,
you're absolutely correct.
It's difficult. I have a product that came in today. I'm not even going to name the company because I'm in two minds. And this is actually, I actually want some advice about this. It's the first time this has happened to me. The product's that bad. I don't know whether to do the review and let the subscribers know how bad the product actually is, or do I give the company the opportunity to not allow me to put the review up and tell them that, look, I think it's trash. Putting a review up's not going to be good.
I think Phil can answer that and give you good advice on that.
You know, it's really hard. It's really hard. So there's a lot of things here that I want to talk about. You have to weigh what's more important. You have to weigh, because if you put out that video and you tell your subscribers that, you know, this is a product that you really want to stay away from, that gains respect for you in the subscribers' eyes. You care about the subscribers at that point. You don't care about the person who's behind the product, right? But I mean, there's so many different ways to do it. In reality, that company should, if they are funding you, right, they should fund you more.
I don't take a penny.
Okay, well, that's fine. I'm not saying you are. I'm not saying you are. But I'm just saying if you were, if that was the case, they should actually fund you more to hold that review and send them information about that product. I call it a private review. Anybody's welcome to, you know, do a private review with
Absolutely.
me. And if you that should be worth its weight in gold to a company.
Yes.
Right? So maybe back to the company and explain to them that
correct.
Send you the review privately.
I'm going to tell you. I'm going to tell you
feedback. The better the product.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to you a little bit more detail. This has happened to Phil multiple times. I don't know. I mean, I'll just throw it out there. Phil will go back to a company and say, "Hey, look, I tested out the product." Because I will show you right now that Phil tests the products that he reviews. He'll go through a week with them. Okay. He goes back to the company and he says, "Hey, look, I tested out the product and I found issues." I think it really depends. At that point, there's a critical intersection. It's how the company is going to respond, right, Phil? I mean, if the company says, "Oh, no, just put the review out," then you can turn around and just say, "Hey, listen, I'm not going to do that." But if the company says, "Hey, I really appreciate you doing this and looking at it that way and giving us the feedback," and then the determination that the company is going to make at that intersection, Phil, might determine what you're going to do next, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it also depends on the severity of what you're talking about, right? I mean, let's say you take a look and you measure wattage. And it says the device says it does 120 watts, and you measure it. This just happened, right? And it does 60 watts. I'm going to put that in I'm going to put in the video, right? But here's let's say you're charging it and it explodes, right? Now you're in a really ugly situation because now you can break a company, but you also need to warn the public about something like that. That's tough. That's really, really tough. And at times, you just you got to do the video. There's times where you got to do the video. It goes beyond money. It goes beyond relationships. It's about the people who are watching you and who have faith in you delivering the truth about a product. And it's a balancing act at times.
Yes.
Believe me, it's very, very difficult, very challenging to do.
Issues, right?
No, I thought what you just said, Phil. I mean, I think that's the route I was going to go down anyway. And maybe just go very tactful with it. But as you say, I need to be honest to my subscribers. I want to keep my integrity. I've never lied about a product. I have got back to companies saying, "Look, these products don't work." If I've received faulty products, I can't put the review out. It's a faulty product. They tell me to put it out anyway, which I'm not going to do because the product doesn't work. But as for devices that I find are really, really badly put together and they don't vape well, I think I'm just going to do it and just do it in a tactful manner.
That's key. That's key. And
yes.
You know what? This is actually a conversation that I had with Daniel, DJ LSB, right?
Mm-hmm.
LSD, LCD, whatever the fuck his name is.
Yes.
LSD, yeah.
I had this conversation
STD.
with with him a while ago. He did a video, I forgot what it was on, and he was like, fuck this product, and this is a piece of shit. And I sat him down and I said, you know what? You're much better than that. You are a much better reviewer. You're a much smarter person than that video that you just made. Right?
Yes.
You can do it, but you can also do it tactfully. You can do it respectfully. Now, I know there's a lot of guys that don't do that because that's there you go. That's drama, right? That creates more views. I get that too. But I told Daniel, I said, you're just better than that. And this is something interesting. This is what we were talking about just a little while ago. We're talking about money. And we're talking about money and how money might affect you saying something negative, saying a product sucks. For me, it's not about the money that I have a hard time with saying a product sucks. It's about the relationships that I've created over the years. I have a harder time saying something negative about a product because of a relationship than a dollar amount, right? Because I mean, look, I've been in the game long enough where I know the owners of all the big Chinese companies. I know the owners of the modders. I know these people. I've hung out with these people. I've had dinner with these people. I've partied with these people. I've drank with these people. So like that, I have a harder time knowing that I'm potentially hurting that person that's putting this product out rather than the money.
Yeah, they know though that some of their products are not going to be that great. I mean, they know it.
Sorry for cutting in on you there, Nick. Phil, say for example, Anakin put out a product, not a platform product, but just a kit, and it was a kit that you didn't like. It didn't vape well, it didn't fire well, it fell apart in your hands. That's going to leave you in a very, very, very tough position.
Yeah.
Sure. How would you deal with that? I understand the relationship. That's where I'm at. I want to keep the relationship with the company, but I also want to be true to my following.
Yeah. Okay. So with Anakin, it's a different story because don't forget I get prototypes, right? Yeah. So I give them feedback before I get the final product.
Okay. Sure.
So a little bit of a different story there.
Yes, and also keep in mind, if you say anything bad about Anakin, I will fucking I will fucking shoot you in the knee, motherfucker. I'm just kidding. By the way, did you know that the #1 selling e-liquid in France is the NKV? Did you know that, Phil? It's the #1 selling liquid in France.
Kind of crazy.
By the way, that bottle.
I happen to have a bottle on my.
I'm not gonna lie to you. That bottle reminds me of detergent for clothes.
See, I was going to say my cologne.
Your cologne.
Yeah, it looks like a Bulgari cologne.
On wine stains and blood stains as well.
Yeah, it looks like the Tide logo. That's why.
It does look like the Tide logo. I have a lot of important questions for Nick tonight. I have another important question.
Oh boy.
So Nick, you were talking about before, like how with the Greek e-liquid manufacturers, when they send you liquids, they said that you should feel honored about getting their liquids.
That's even the shops, even if they send you hardware from a shop or from.
Okay, but does it work the same way with 𝗵𝗔's tanks? I was just wondering.
𝗵𝗔 ain't gonna send Nick shit.
It is.
So that was
if 𝗵𝗔 sends you something, you have to say that it's the best.
Absolutely,
because it is
absolutely.
The best.
Yeah, well, absolutely, and the numerous O-rings that comes with it too. Yes. Now, Dimitri talked to you about monetizing, right?
It can do MTL.
Dimitri talked to you about monetizing, and you're monetizing now.
Exactly.
Do we get the discount on platform products? I was just wondering about that.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
absolutely.
Okay. Well, carry on. Okay.
By the way,
you know what's funny when I first announced that my channel is going to be sponsored, like really sponsored, like next day or a day before, the day after, some people came out and said, not reviewers or YouTubers, but
the gurus of vaping in Greece. They're consumers, but they know everything.
Facebook influencers, promoters, and stuff. And I saw like 2 or 3 videos that they came out and said, from now on, if you send me something, you have to pay me.
Yes.
So what was going on was they were waiting for someone to come out and say that.
Yes.
You worked in their benefit.
Absolutely. They should
it
be
is.
thanking you and giving you a
trailblazer, man.
percentage.
Yeah.
And by the way, they should be giving me a percentage, and you should be giving me a percentage. By the way, you know, the number one selling e-liquid in Greece right now is fruit drops, by the way. I just want to put that out there. This is so delicious. Fruto salata, what we call in Greece.
salad?
You know what's
Fruit
the,
salad.
You know what's the the best mod?
Which
Selling
one?
mod? 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗹.
The 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃. Absolutely.
Wow,
That's
very nice.
selling very well. So
It
I want to
really-
bring
it
this.
really goes
Informative
really,
shows,
really
mate.
well.
Yeah, it's very informative. By the way, listen, I do want to say one thing that I like to do is, like, if I was reviewing, which I'm not anymore, but if I was in today's reviewing world versus when me and Phil started, there's nothing wrong to have the business side of it. Right? You have the business side of reviewing, and this is going to be your job. This is what you're going to do, and you're going to get paid. You know, the Patreon, whatever. I mean, it is what it is. If you're offering and giving stuff and back, I'm on the fence of that. I personally don't think I got it. Especially if I'm getting paid for a review, I can't see me doing a Patreon as well. I'm already getting paid for the review, right? But that's just a personal preference. But I will tell you that if you're going to do it as a business, and at the same time, if you want to show off something that you like and you're not getting paid, there's nothing wrong with doing it. You know, one of the problems that we have, MTL made a huge comeback this year. One of the problems that I've had with MTL is that nobody makes drip tips anymore. Do you remember back in 2012 and 2013 how many beautiful 510 drip tips there were, Phil? It's very, very hard to find. And randomly, I came across this website the other day, and I picked up this just gorgeous. Let me just put it on the big screen so everybody can see it. It's just a gorgeous 510 drip tip. It matches my 𝗵𝗶𝗶𝗃 beautifully, right? And this is from a company called Half Moon Mods, right? I didn't know that they were in business. So what I did is I said immediately, I ordered some. They have a lot of 510 drip. And this is, again, we're not getting paid from these guys. But when something is good, you talk about it. They have a lot of 510 options, which are very, very rare in today's. Today I placed an order for another 3. I'm going to get my wife some as well too. But that's the kind of stuff that you can balance in the way that you're approaching reviews. And if you find something good, talk about it, and then keep the business side of it business. As long as you're transparent about it, there's nothing wrong with that. There's absolutely nothing wrong with making money in this business and being honest about it. That's it. If people don't want to watch you, they're not going to watch it. It's not going to affect your numbers at all. I guarantee it. It's not going to affect anything.
I think mine.
And listen, it's not. I'm not saying that everyone has to get paid. I mean, if you just show, if you're like on Facebook and you just go like this,
right?
You just, I mean, you know, you don't do anything. I mean,
it's the reach.
There's no, you don't. Yeah.
You know what bothers me in Greece? But I'm gonna let you finish, David. Just 1 second. You know what bothers me? There's some people in Greece that think that they're Instagram influencers, and they're promoting all these products. They're not getting a dime for it, but I mean, their reach is very, very small. You know, it's the same people commenting on the same picture. I see it, and people don't like it when I say that. And I'm telling them, I said, listen, you want to be an Instagram influencer? You know, get paid. You know, what are you're doing that to get what? A bottle of liquid?
Not only that, but most of the Greek Instagram influencers, their audience are foreign Instagram influencers, not vapers. I mean, you know, they follow each other, so they, you know, there's a limit, I think, for 7,000. You can follow like 7,000. That's the limit. So they go and follow all these vaping influencers, companies and stuff. So they follow them back, and like 90% of their followers of their audience are like, you know, German.
Circle jerk.
Yeah, it's circle jerk. That's exactly what it is.
So there's no influencing. I mean, you're gonna show a product to another influencer. I mean, that's stupid.
I see a picture. Right, it's a group of like 5-6 buddies that do this, and I see a picture, and then the same 5-6 buddies comment the same thing on every picture. Great shot, fam. Nice hand check, fam. It's the same thing over. It's the same 5-6 people to drive. To drive the algorithms up. It's just fucking ridiculous. All right, we got a question from the chat. Do all big reviewers get paid for every review? I can definitely say that I think all big, I wouldn't call it necessarily getting paid to do a good review, but I think that with line jumps and queue jumps and stuff like that, to get it into a schedule, if a company wants to promote a product, this is how it works. If they want all the videos to come out the same week, they pay to make sure that happens for their company. I think, I mean, I don't know. I'll go around the panel with that question. Do all big reviewers get paid?
You want me to start?
Sure.
Okay.
Yes.
No, I don't get paid on every review. I get paid on if they want to schedule, if they want to push their product ahead of everybody else, then there's a payment involved. And I also let them know that it's not going to affect what I say. I can tell you in my last bunch of reviews and a couple that are coming up too, I'm not taking payment on them. The 𝗧. Matter of fact, Mike Vapes, he sends me his new atomizer. I'm just gonna do that for him. I'll do the video.
That's sweet of you.
Actually, I'm gonna charge him so much fucking money for that review. It's ridiculous.
He's Greek. Give him a discount.
Yeah. But no, I mean, I do reviews free all the time. But if you come to me now, if you say I want to put my product ahead of everybody else's, then I'll accept the payment. Now, if you take it the next level, if you tell me I want you to release the review on this day at this time, I don't care how much money you're going to put in front of me. I'm going to tell you to go fuck yourself. I did that. I can just kind of draw the line there.
David, David, what do you think?
Well, Phil, if I tell you to drop the review on this specific day and tell it that it's very good product, it's very good.
Yes.
How much it is?
How much is that going to cost?
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you how much. It's going to cost so much money that I will never have to do another video again. That's how much.
And this has happened, by the way. Phil, I want you to tell what happened because Big Tobacco did approach Phil to do a review.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And Phil,
switch.
Big Tobacco asked Phil to do a review. And Phil came to me and he says, what should I do? And I said, you should ask for $1 million. They can afford it. I mean, what's $1 million to Big Tobacco? Nothing. And isn't that what you did, Phil?
I did, absolutely. I said,
did they pay you?
He's here. Obviously, they didn't.
I'm doing the DP show. What do you think?
I'm noticing you have nice lighting on the.
No, but I did. I said, you know what? That's a good idea. I said, thank you very much for the interest. I do know that this product is a Big Tobacco product. So if you would like me to take a look at it, and if you would like me to promote the product, it will start at $1 million. I haven't heard back from them. Surprisingly.
Yeah, we're still waiting. And by the way, that day, me and Phil negotiated how much of a cut I'm going to get for that idea. By the way, and I started high.
Let me guess.
Listen, it was just like watching an episode of American Pickers. It's exactly what it was. So I started, at 25. Phil started at 15, and we kind of got like 17.5. I think is what we agreed to. 17.5% is what we got to. So
that fast talking.
Yes. Like I got 25. But what do you think, Daniel? What do you think?
I've been offered money for reviews on less than 5 times. I mean, my channel's still pretty small. No, I'm still under 5,000 subscribers, but I've never accepted payment for a review.
You're a dumbass.
It's not a full-time job. It's something I do for fun, passion.
Yeah. Sure. That's good.
No, if I have been offered money, I don't take it.
And listen, I think that's good. If you're just doing it without a schedule, listen, these guys that are making this as a business, that's a hard work. I mean, they have to drop videos every 2 days, and that's a lot of fucking. If you're doing it for fun and say, okay, I'm just doing this for fun because I like it and I enjoy it. I like looking at new products and talking to my subscribers. Again, there's nothing wrong with that. We're talking about big reviewers that have turned this into a business. Nick? You're muted, Nick. Unmute.
Okay. You usually, when you start a channel, that's how you go. I mean, you say I'm doing it for fun, but then if you consume so many hours and research for a product, if you want to show it, I mean, at the end of the day, you're gonna someday you're gonna ask for money. I mean, it's too much time consuming. If you're on the reviews, or even if you just do a show, because I'm not into reviews that much anymore. But I have every Wednesday I have a show at night. It takes like 2.5 hours, and I need an hour to get prepared to make my thumbnails, my graphics, so I've been doing that for so many years. So yeah, I think you should get paid if you work for it. I mean, if you spend time for it, if you take time off your family and stuff. But yeah, I don't think everyone has to get paid. I mean, I told you before that if you just post a picture, you don't have to get paid. If you don't have many followers and if you don't influence people, you don't have to get paid. I mean, if you get money, the company or whoever gives you the money has to take something back.
Yes, there has to be a return of investment. Yes,
exactly. I mean, you're not going to get paid because you just saw like your hand with you made a handshake.
Yeah.
I mean, you have
yeah.
a feedback.
I run the business account for Inic and Grease, the Instagram account for Inic and Grease, and I also I see the Liquid Puff accounts as well too, obviously, because I own them. So I'm not gonna tell you who, but I'll tell you, people message all the time. Somebody messaged me just the other day, has like 900 Instagram followers. He's like, I want to promote your products. I'm like, to who? Like, I would rather pay. Honestly, I've said this in Greece. You want to promote my products? I will pay you. How much do you want? $200? I'll give you 200 euros, whatever. I give you 200 euros. Then I want to see what return that's going to bring me. You understand what I'm saying? I want to see what it's going to bring me as far as your reach. And if it works out good for you and it works for me, I don't have any problem paying. But you just reaching out to just randomly sending a message and say, I'm going to be an influencer with 900 Instagram followers, which half of them are probably bots. It's stupid. It makes you look silly. Stop doing that.
Or foreigners.
Or foreigners. I want to say hello to everybody from Greece that is watching us. Right? A lot of people are up. Busa.
It's 5:30 in the morning.
It's 5:30 in the morning. Busa and Katerina. Καλώς ήρθατε. And by the way,
same people. The same people are gonna be on my show tonight.
Yeah. By the way, Busa from Greece has a very good point. Who has a honey jar in front of them and doesn't put his finger inside? That's a Greek saying, right? Exactly. So it gets to the point where it becomes lucrative.
I know, I don't.
Yeah. Hey.
Well, I use a spoon.
He uses a spoon. Yeah. Question for One Shot Media. That would be David. Would you do a review on the pee that Dimitri collected from Phil in France, since technically it was a product that was manufactured in France?
An interesting question. And I shall answer it in 3 very detailed points. Point number 1, yes, I would.
Of course you would.
Because, you're right. It's been manufactured in France, and it's from 2 of my very good friends, so I would.
Hey, I just collected it. It didn't come from me. I just want to put that out there. I had nothing. There's no DNA of mine in it. Okay.
You didn't come.
I did not come. Absolutely. Yeah. Make sure you specify that in the review.
I'm thinking this show is missing a lot of gay innuendos, though.
Yes. Well, we're gonna get to that in a second.
The tone has definitely took a Dave.
Yes. Yeah. It usually happens.
Every time it switches to my cam, the IQ levels drop.
Yes.
20 points.
Johnny Standstill says, I just got my 𝗂𝗎 and watermelon peach and love it. Thank you very much, Johnny. And then I saw another comment.
Hold on a second. Hold on. I would like to, just point out that Johnny, that might be one of the greatest combinations on the planet right now for vaping. I mean, you have the 𝗂𝗎, a fantastic device, mated with the #1 best-selling flavor in the unsalted line, the delicious watermelon peach. Carry on, Mike.
Does Nick?
So that's your fake account, guys.
Yes.
I like the creativity with the nickname you came up with.
I don't know who paid for this. Pico Elector asks. I have a question for Nick. Do you consider Dimitris to be the best boss in the world, and does Nick feel he deserves a raise? That's obviously a paid promotion right there.
He's a great boss. No, seriously, not because he's my boss. I'll tell you why.
Not because
I'll
he's
tell you
like
why.
with you right now.
No. I'll tell you why. Before I work on the vaping industry, I was on the advertising industry. I was a creative director for a multinational company for many years, and I've worked for like Greek companies and stuff. You can see the difference between the Greek bosses and the foreign bosses. I mean, they have a totally different view of business. So Dimitri is on the side of the foreigner type of boss. So things work better. Trust me. Greeks have a very weird how to say
they don't want to take advantage of your skills. They're directing you on their, like, they hire somebody to do something, and instead of telling them, hey, go wild with it, they tell you what to do.
Exactly.
Nick,
I mean,
just checked your LinkedIn page. You just lost 20 friends.
I did?
It's kind of crazy.
Let me check.
The news is going fast.
It's true. The Greek company industry is like way back, and I mean, it's what Dimi said. They're gonna hire an art director, and then they're gonna direct him how to do his job.
Right.
I mean, they're gonna actually pay him to do a job. And I mean, an art director is not like a junior designer, and then they're going to have a say on what he has to do and how he's going to do it. I mean, that's not how it works. I mean,
Yes.
you hire someone to do a job. He studied, he has a degree, he has like whatever. You've seen his resume. So, I mean, let him do his job.
Especially if your job is art director, just fucking let him do art. You're supposed to be. By the way,
Exactly.
I got a text from Brandon from Evolve, Phil.
Okay.
When Brandon was in Florida and we did the presentation on the Reflex,
Yes.
we gave him the entire Unsalted line when he was down there. And the text from Brandon says, this is word for word. I just wanted to say thank you and let you know that the cool citrus from the Unsalted line has become my daily driver.
Oh, that's good. Well, somebody's got to like it.
So, yeah, don't feel bad.
I'm sorry, but I have yet another serious question for Nick.
Oh, boy.
Nick, I have a question for you.
Here we go.
I heard here that you were the creative director for a multinational company, and now you work for Dimitri. When did your life go so horribly wrong? I'm just curious. Like, when did it take that turn for you?
I'll tell you, advertising is really, really hard.
Yeah,
I mean, if you work on that field, I mean, I was depressed for the last 2 years of my career, seriously. Okay. And I've been working since 1999 on that field. They're like it's a crazy world, seriously. I mean, I would go. I had my own office. I had a sofa. I would sleep on my sofa so many times. I wouldn't get back home, and we had clients all over the world. So my meetings would start. I would go at work at 9 in the morning, and my meetings would start at 6 in the evening, because it was morning on different countries. So I would go home like after 18, 20 hours, and I would sleep like for 4 hours, 5 hours, and then,
All right, that's good. I mean, I just want to make sure that you didn't
look how happy he is, Phil. Shut the fuck up.
I know. I was just saying. Right. I want to make
look
sure
how
that
happy
he
he
didn't
is.
I want to make sure that he didn't go from depressed to wanting to kill himself. I just want to make sure that he's okay.
No, I get paid very well.
Okay.
Yes, he's happy. He's happy.
Instead of the shop, other than managing the shop, I do all the social media. I do all the graphics. I do all the marketing part for Liquid Puff. So trust me, I get paid.
Yes,
well.
and it has a lot of benefits hanging out with me as well too. By the way, I saw a comment here. This is from Black Knight Dave. Phil Busardo, you are some of the best people I have met, and I have never seen you in person. And meet is spelled MEAT. So basically, what Dave is saying is that you got some good meat, Phil. That's what he's saying. That's so hot. That's so hot.
I just had a message from a certain 𝗂𝗵𝗶𝗹 who told me NKV Red is definitely the best flavor you can vape in vaping right now.
In France.
Thank you,
in France. That's very fantastic. Glad, that's a good message. I can't believe you did that live on the show too. That was just fantastic.
That's crazy. And I have the hotline on my phone. That's insane.
Let me get one more question in before we go totally wild. TBD3. Okay, everybody talks about TBD3. And I hate to make it, but I think this is just very serious. And I just want to briefly touch on this. We do have TBD3 coming, and I want to see in each prospective country, what are you anticipating? I'll start with you, David.
Taxes.
Yeah,
we're anticipating taxes. We were anticipating complete ban on 0 milligrams. Having all 0 milligrams reduced to 10 0 milligrams to 10 milliliters.
Yes.
Rid of this, and that would be the end of the DIY and the short fills and all that. But apparently it's not going to be the case, so we're off the hook for that. But taxes, yes, and they're going to reinforce, I guess, the legislation on the nicotine product, most likely, is what we're anticipating.
Daniel?
In France.
I think, again, that, taxes. I think we're going to introduce some taxes over here. I think they're going to drop the 2 mil tank capacity, and I think they're going to ease up on advertising as well. I think we're going to get a better outcome from TPD3 than what we have with the current tobacco product regulations.
Yeah.
Oh, that would be nice.
So you anticipate some good stuff, and that's good.
I think we're going to benefit a bit more from the third version.
Oh yeah.
Nick?
I'm gonna agree with the taxes and yeah, mostly with taxes. But I'm not sure if advertising is gonna change at all. I think it's gonna get even worse. I mean, we've seen YouTube and Facebook and stuff that are banning anything on vaping. So I'm not sure if that's gonna change. I think there's gonna be more about closed system pods. I think. Yeah, that's about it.
Interesting.
I'm not sure even about the 2 ml capacity if that's going to change. I mean, because you know, it would change if they know why is it there. I'm not sure if they know why is it there. So
Yeah.
I don't think they're even gonna like go through that.
Yeah. I think in country by country, obviously, because we're seeing now some changes between the TBD, but it's gonna be different. I think that it helps the UK a little bit with the Brexit, and I think it helps the industry a little bit more than the rest of the countries. But one thing is for sure, you see countries that are organized and have taken this seriously. You have really good associations in the UK, Daniel. You have a strong association in Ireland and France, obviously, very scientific driven, great people behind it, a lot of money behind it because you need that. You see that those countries are thriving, and you know, it's funny that me and Phil depend on France so much. It's our #1 market. It's our like before we do anything with Inikin as far as platform is concerned, we always consult with the French market because it's that important to us. Our products are thriving over there. A lot of, you know, like David said, 10 ml bottles, Z coils, get people to quit smoking. That's the main goal, and people continue to do that. But the countries that don't, like Greece has been in limbo for the last 5 years. I don't know what is legal and what's not legal. I have 3 shops in Greece and I don't know what's legal. I can't even get an answer from my association. They don't even know what's legal or what's not legal or what taxes are supposed to be paid. So I think
then everything is.
Huh?
Everything is.
Yeah.
It's only a law if you enforce it.
Yes.
If you don't, then everything is legal. Basically.
Yes. But we're seeing where there's lack of organization, and the United States is a prime example. We're getting railed. We're getting rammed right now on a state level, on a federal level.
Can I ask a question about the states? I see bits and bobs, but I'm curious what the panel's opinion is with Joe Biden taking office soon. Now, before he took office, I was reading that it's going to be the worst thing for vaping ever in the States.
That's stupid.
But then I heard Biden saying that he's going to go off scientific research. I mean, if American scientific research comes back that it's more beneficial, will Biden not then get behind vaping, or is Biden going to really destroy it for the States?
Phil?
Yeah. He's not taking office. Trump's still going to win.
Trump declared on Twitter today that he's still going to win.
He's got a few hundred legal battles to go through there, so possibly.
I don't have an answer to that.
I don't think anything is going to change. We're still fucked no matter what. I don't care who was going to be elected. It's not going to change. The president really doesn't have much power over this. It's the FDA and it's the states, right? So it's a state issue which has nothing to do with the president, and it's an FDA issue of going through regulation. The president can't come out and say, "I'm going to remove all vapor products from the market tomorrow." It just does not happen. The law does not. It doesn't happen in any country like that. But unless you're Kim Jong-un in North Korea or whatever. But in most civilized countries, it doesn't work like that. So I guarantee you that vapors that are Trump fanatics took this, whatever Biden said, and made it into something that it's not. It's completely false when they say Biden said he's going to ban vaping. That is completely false. That does not happen. That didn't happen. And I try to be fair and balanced on both sides, and it was just unfair. It was just big, Trump boys, whatever. But at the end of the day, what's going to be the most influential is how the FDA is going to handle the pre-market tobacco application this year. That's what it boils down to. If products are approved, I don't give a shit what Biden does. They have pre-market authorization to be on the market. It's done. There's nothing that Biden can do. There's nothing that Congress can do because Congress gave FDA the authority to regulate these products. So I think that's what the most important thing is.
Sorry, Demi, has the cost of the PMTAs came down for companies there, or is it still going to knock out the smaller companies?
Obviously, smaller companies are going to be knocked out. There's just no doubt. That's just capitalism, America 101. It's like Walmart coming in, closing down all these shops. Big chain restaurants coming in, closing all these shops. That's just the times that we live in. So yeah, a lot already have. A lot of our friends have gone out of business as well too, and it's going to continue to get worse before it gets better. But I'm hopeful. I'm hopeful that states will continue to be organized and be funded to be able to fight it on a state level until we see something from the FDA that says, okay, vapor products are better than smoking. And I think that's going to be the big turnaround in America. And whoever's going to be left when that happens, will be able to carry this industry and maybe revitalize it. Maybe we'll make a comeback. But before that happens, we're going to be fucked. This is a very nice comment. My daughter ordered a pink Chroma Z and quit smoking. Thank you, Inic and team, from a Greek living in Dubai. Very sweet. That's very sweet. All right, let me see here if I've missed some questions. Phil, anything that you want to ask the panel?
No, I think I mean, I did have a question for Dave.
It's David, not David. It's not fucking America. It's David. They don't call people Dave in France. I mean, come on, be a little bit more cultural.
Sorry, I'm sorry, David.
They call him David.
David, we've had a lot of fun at the shows. Right?
Yeah, well, we said that we
really have. We've had fun at the shows together. We've had fun outside of the shows together
in hotel rooms.
Yes.
I mean, and you
don't blush. Come on.
No, I don't think I'm blushing. It's just a tan.
Right.
And you were saying just today that some of the photos are starting to come up because it's like the 1 year anniversary on Facebook and some of the shows that we did. You got to miss it, right? I mean, do you miss it? Do you miss being at the show? Do you miss, being able to just go out and enjoy vaping outside of your house?
Fucking hell, man. If I do. I miss hugging people. Us French, we're very touchy.
Oh, yeah, baby.
Hug each other.
Oh,
we like
yeah.
to kiss each other, even between
Oh,
meetings.
yeah.
Sometimes we go a little bit more, forward, especially with Dimitri and Phil, in hotel rooms.
Do you three share a room?
Oh man, that's good times.
Especially when we're shirtless and oiled up.
It's just getting so romantic inside here.
But yeah, I miss
Dimitri,
it. I miss it a lot, man. It was good times, but it seems to me that it was so long ago. I don't know about you, but these shows, it's been 1 year without it, and
Been rough.
1 year before that, it was 3 times a year. So,
and I totally get that. I mean, like look, there are a lot of people out there that are a lot worse off than I am. That a lot of us are, right? But I mean, it's really changed my life. I mean, I was at the airport every other week with Dimitri, traveling to another place to meet some beautiful people and talk about vaping. And it sucks not being out there and still doing that. And I hope that it changes real soon. I don't know if it will, but I really want things to get back to normal now.
oh yeah, please bring back the shows, bring back the friends, bring back the hugs, bring back the kisses. Fuck it, man. I'm tired of touching my friends with my elbow. It pisses me off. I'm fucking French.
Yeah.
we like to,
Greeks are
why
like
we
that.
have
Yeah,
so
Greeks
many
are very
types of
touchy-feely
friends.
too. It's
But I
gotten
think
a lot of
we're-
guys in trouble too.
I think
exactly.
I think we're all similar in that way. I mean, Greeks are that way. I mean, I'm Italian. We're all about hugging. We don't shake
Not the
hands.
Brits, man. The Brits are cold. Let me tell you something. The Brits, that's some cold asses. I mean, sorry, Daniel, but that's the truth. Like, you guys are not huggers. Like, you're cold.
We're huggers. I'm Irish. We're huggers.
Yeah, Irish, maybe, but the Brits themselves, it's just a different culture.
I mean, when Phil
That's
says
the
Phil says
second
that,
time.
Italians are very huggy and touchy. But I didn't know about this Italian tradition that you told me about when we were in China together. You know, the ones where you have to gently cup your friend's balls when you say hello to him?
Yes.
I didn't know about that one.
Yes,
I was
yeah.
surprised.
That's actually not an Italian tradition. That's just a me and Dimitri tradition. I don't know if you know that.
Oh yeah.
It's cool.
You have to like cup the balls for.
Flavor and vapor.
You have to get the flavor and the vapor of it. So you have to cup them and get that flavor and vapor.
It was intense.
Listen, I had to do it. I had to cup his balls. But Nick, how about you in Greece? I mean, it's been, especially Greeks. They like to party. They like to go out late. Phil can vouch for that. But it's the whole culture, which you've been used to all these years, just all of a sudden just stopped. Especially now with the lockdown in November, that's just like you have to stay home. That's it. So how are people taking it there?
Well, we had that 2 months of summer that after the lockdown that people went crazy, and they got their batteries up, and now from having 200 COVID patients per day, we have like 3,000.
Wow.
So we had the 2 months of partying, because Greeks cannot stop partying. And they cannot stay home, and they don't go on a vacation for the summer. And now things are worse. I mean, and now they're talking about opening again for Christmas, because of course we have to have Christmas, and then closing again on January to February or March, which is like insane. I mean, come on. I mean, stay home, stay for like a month or like 2, and then go out and
Yeah.
That's start and go, or start and stop, as they call it in the lockdowns, where you
I think they do. They're doing that in Spain and in France. I think
in France as well.
In some parts.
Well.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, I'm not sure if that works. I mean, because Greeks, if they go out, they go out. I mean, they will go on bars. They will go for on taverns and restaurants and blah blah blah. So. I don't think.
By the way, it's the blah 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 that I like. That's the part that I like.
It feels talking about 𝗓𝗂 Avenue. That's where this blah 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 is talking about.
I was say 𝗓𝗂 because Dimitri knows, and I'm sure Phil knows by now where 𝗓𝗂 is.
Absolutely. That's the first place I take him when we go to Greece. We go on a 𝗬𝗓 Avenue ride. That's what we do. 𝗬𝗓 Avenue is. We don't even go to the Acropolis. We go straight to 𝗬𝗓 Avenue. Like 𝗬𝗓 Avenue is more important than we've been to 𝗬𝗓 Avenue more than we've been in the Acropolis. That's absolutely true.
That's no lie. Like the first time I went to Greece, that is actually the first place that he took me. The first.
I know the story. I think I know the story for 𝗓𝗂 and the girls.
The girls.
The girls. Come on. Hey, look, you are what you think. What's amazing? Nick just said.
I'm kind of offended by this display of toxic masculinity, but
no, it's okay.
It's okay. We're gonna go back to the feminine side now. Don't worry.
I mean, after the controversial subject of politics, let's talk about feminism.
We should get David to 𝗓𝗂 when he comes to Greece.
Yes, absolutely.
He'll understand.
He'll fit in.
Actually, with David's hair, a little bit of makeup.
I said he's gonna fit in. We shave him. We shave his beard. He can fit in.
You didn't like it when I wear makeup.
No, it's fine. It's fine. You know what's interesting? Nick just said is he said the COVID patients 200 new patients a day. Is that what you said? 200 new cases a day.
It was 200. Now it's 3,000.
It was back in March.
And what is it now?
3,000.
Like 3,000.
Oh, okay. Because in Florida, it's anywhere from 4,000 to 7,000 a day right now.
Yeah, but that's why Greece was safe to travel. That's why we opened the borders, and that's why tourists came. And then when they left, and suddenly the government said, okay, we're gonna do rapid tests for everyone, and they would go to parks and start testing people. And from 200 to 300 went to 3,000. I mean, it's crazy. I mean,
Listen, my point to this is, okay, lock us down for 3 weeks. Okay, let's everybody do it. Let's adhere to, because that's another problem. A lot of people don't adhere, especially here in the United States. People don't adhere to what people are mandates and masks and stuff like that. And you see, there was a million MAGA march just the other day in Washington D.C. Right? So people are not adhering to that. But if this is what they're saying, let's do it for 3 weeks. But man, when 3 weeks are done, let us go back to our lives. You know what I'm saying? Like, but let's do what they say if they think that this is going to solve the issue. But then you need to be able to get people to get back to their normal lives.
It ain't gonna do shit. Sorry.
Yeah, but
it's not
they
gonna
also have to do it right. I mean, if you do it for 3 weeks, do it right.
Do it right.
We can send. I can send a text message and say I'm going to the supermarket, and then the supermarket is I have like 5 supermarkets, but I would go to a supermarket like in the next town or whatever.
Yes.
And then I'm gonna send a text message. I'm going for walking, and then I'm gonna walk around and go shopping and stuff.
Do they have a text number option for 𝗬𝗓 Avenue? Like, can you say, hey, I'm gonna text, I'm going to 𝗬𝗓 Avenue with Phil. Can I put that in there?
I mean,
no.
I mean, it's a necessity in my opinion. I mean, it's I would highly classify that as essential.
I mean, come on, even sex is a need. I mean, if you don't have sex
Absolutely.
with your
It's
wife and
essential.
stuff, you have to go somewhere. I mean,
Yes. Yes, they should be deemed essential. It should be. I'm gonna start a movement to get that on there.
Exactly.
Amish says it needs to be longer than 3 weeks.
About sexual needs. In
Yes.
Switzerland, prostitutes were classified as essential to nation's life.
In Sweden, I've always
Greece
liked
as
that
well.
country. Now I know why.
That's the same in Greece.
Yeah. Hold on a second. I'm getting a plane ticket to Switzerland.
Hey Phil, do they allow Americans in? Let's go there. But again, 3 weeks Amish says is not enough. What is enough? Tell us what enough is. 2 months, let's do it. But then don't tell us after 2 months, oh, okay, now we're gonna put more restrictions in place. We have to we have to get back to our lives.
But here's why. Here's why it's not going to work. Because 2 weeks or 2 months. Look at Greece. How serious were you guys with face masks? Right?
Pretty serious, yeah.
Like very serious with the face masks. It didn't do shit. You got COVID coming back. So here's what we got to do. We have to learn to live with it. We have to be safe. We have to keep our elderly safe. We have to open up the fucking world. All right. And we have to take precautions, wear the mask, do all that shit, and hope the vaccine gets delivered soon. Okay. Because I'm sorry. This is my personal opinion. I don't care what you think. Okay. All of your shit ain't doing nothing. It ain't doing nothing. Nothing has worked. And nothing's going to work until we have a vaccine.
All right, Nick.
Exactly.
Counter.
Yeah, that's true. But
Shit.
during the
Phil,
summer,
tell us really how you feel.
mask wasn't that. You know,
Stop
I mean,
screwing around
people
with
would go to islands and they would have parties and they would go to bars and they would go to Mykonos and they would go. There was no mask back then. That's why when we returned on September, that's why we had so many patients, so many COVID patients, because nobody was wearing a mask, nobody was keeping distance.
Everybody thought it went away. Everybody thought it went away
because it was summer. It was Greeks. Greek summer is like everyone is waiting for the Greek summer, even here in Greece.
We did it. We shut it down. We wore the masks. We came back. If you
I know about the States.
If you shut it down and you open it back up, it's going to come back again.
Hey, listen, I agree with you, but this, I mean, it's serious. Cheers.
Turning the frogs gay.
Cheers. That's why it's called the opinions from both ends.
Oh my, opinions from both ends.
Go ahead. Let's get into a good disagreement.
Dimmy and Phil.
There's not a disagreement from my point of view. I think I saw a comment in from Katarina that says that she knows people and family members that have gotten sick from it. There's no doubt about it. It's real. It happens. Here, a good friend of mine now, teacher at my daughter's high school, he also plays poker with us. He got it last week, and yesterday he texted me to take him to the hospital. I mean, it got really, really bad for him. It's serious. He's scared for his life. So there's no doubt that it's serious. Okay, there's just no doubt about it. But again, what we're saying is that if you look back in the history of 100 years, this has happened multiple times. It comes, people get it. Some people will die. Some people will become immune. Eventually, we're going to come up with some drug that's going to take care of it, and we're going to move on. Are the measures being put in place right now the measures that is going to get rid of it? And I think I agree with Phil. No.
Yeah, I don't want anybody to misconstrue. I don't want anybody to misconstrue what I'm saying. I don't want anybody to think that I don't think it's serious, that I don't think it's horrible that people are dying, that I don't think we need to be careful, that I don't think any of this, and that I'm not taking it seriously, because I am, okay? But what I'm saying is our fucking health officials don't know what the fuck to do.
Yes.
Okay, and what they are telling us to do is not working.
Yes. Especially the health officials from these governments that are not being honest with us. Look, let me tell you something. In Greece, the prime minister of health about 3-4 years ago came out to talk about vaping and was smoking a cigarette at the press conference. This is absolutely fucking true. Smoking a cigarette in front of the cameras at a table with a microphone in front of him. And this person is trying to give me health tips? What the fuck? He's the prime minister of health smoking. So this is the same situation when we're talking about, COVID as well too. You have these people that don't know what they're doing. They come out there and they say, well, we want to protect the people, but they're not being completely honest with people. They're not telling them exactly what is going on. And the measures that are being put in place, I don't think they even know what's doing, which is a little bit scary. Think about if something, even worse than that happens.
And that's why that's like my argument where like people are saying, President Trump, yeah, it's his fault. It's first of all, don't be an armchair quarterback, because if the other side was in power, we would be in the same exact situation that we are in right now. I don't care what anybody says. That's number one. Number two, how come nobody's going to the CDC and saying it's your fault? Because it is their fault. It's their fault. It's their job to protect this country and prevent something like this from happening, and to know how to handle it. They fucked up. Not our president, not our government, the CDC.
Yeah. Hey, by the way, David, if Pfizer came up with a vaccine tomorrow, would you take it?
I would, yeah.
How about you, Daniel?
Nope.
Nick?
Yeah, I think I would.
Phil?
Absolutely.
Oh boy. I'm with
that singles me out.
I'm with Daniel. I wouldn't take it. I mean, this is a company that started the opioid problem in America. You come out with a few months and you got a vaccine. I would not take it. I would not.
Actually, to be honest with you, not the Pfizer one. I think the Pfizer is only 90%. It's that 94.5%, the 95%. That's the one I'll take.
Hey, you know, Phil, what I would do? I would do exactly what we do in China. I would wait for you to take it first, and then just look at you. And if you don't die, then I will take it. But if you die, I'm not going to take it.
I'll do it.
Go ahead, David.
I would take
you want me to go before? Go ahead.
Yes.
I'll go first.
Go ahead, David.
I would take it because it's a civil duty to get a vaccine if you have one. Pfizer did some evil medicine like the Ozempic and stuff like that. So I'm not really a big fan of big pharma. But also, when I was a kid, I was asthmatic. And I used to need a lot of medication, and if I didn't have this medication, I would have died like several times. So I don't mind, I don't mind taking the vaccine for this. I would. I think I would.
Let's not forget that Pfizer created the Viagra.
Oh, it's
yes.
I mean,
yes, genius.
That didn't come from the planet.
That came from the heart. That came from the heart.
Yeah, I mean that's another thing too. You have these people that are saying, well, I'm not going to take it because Trump's behind it. Like what do you fucking think Trump is making the vaccine in the basement of the White House?
He wanted to infuse people with hydroalcoholic
Bill Gates.
gel. So
I mean, these are some of the most brilliant minds, anywhere that are coming up with these vaccines. It's whether Trump is behind it or Biden is behind it or Hillary Clinton was behind it. I don't care. It's the same. It's coming from the same minds.
I would take it even if Satan was behind it. To be honest.
By the way,
the
CEO of Pfizer International, he's Greek. So
yes,
there you go.
He knows.
I'm definitely not taking it now.
Yes.
I'll take the other one, 95%. I won't have COVID, but I'm going to smell like feta cheese. It's a good trade-off.
John Haymaker,
the CEO the Pfizer International, he's Greek.
Yes.
John Haymaker in the chat said I would take
Greek
the vaccine.
American.
I'm a
He's
gambler.
Greek.
You're a gambler? Yeah, listen, you can gamble all you want. I'm just saying what I would do.
John Haymaker who said that, and I respect that, John.
Hey, listen, I got a video today. Somebody sent me a video. This is a true story. Somebody sent me a video of a conversation with some top doctors talking that this is not real, and you should have like just eat some chicken soup or whatever. And it's just like yeah, I'm like. Here's what bothers me when people send me stuff like this. First of all, I don't click anything. So I asked the person, you just sent me the video. No attached, context to it, right? I know you from the vaping industry. You're definitely not a microbiologist or a chemist or a biologist or a PhD or nothing, right? You're just a dude on Facebook. You send me the video with no context. I don't click on it. So I was like, what is this? And he's like, oh, it's just a video about COVID. I was like, is it vapor related? He's like, no. I'm like, what the fuck are you sending me to? What you think I'm going to watch this video? Is that how people think? Like, I'm going to watch this video and I'm going to go back to my wife and my kids. I'm going to say, listen, guys, you ain't got nothing to worry about COVID. All we're going to do is breakfast, lunch, and dinner. We're going to eat chicken soup. That's what we're going to do. And we're going to be fully protected. I mean,
Perfect.
It's dumb. It's stupid.
That means you don't open the dick pics I sent you.
No, I never do. Well, I mean, yours, I make an exception.
Oh.
Because it's so well groomed.
Left me on unseen.
He doesn't have to open mine. He saw mine in France.
Oh, damn.
No pictures.
Yes.
I sent you 2 links in the chat, by the way, Dimitri.
Oh, I'm sorry. I wasn't looking at the Zoom chat. I was. I need to open that up.
2 videos from Brian Banks talking about the conspiracy.
Okay. All right. I'll watch him. I'll watch him later.
But I just wanted to chirp in on one point that we made like 1 hour ago.
Yeah. Yeah.
About this. I think governments don't really know what hit them with the COVID. They weren't ready. And the truth is they can't really come up on TV and say, we don't know what to do, so we're gonna lock you down and see what's what. Basically, they don't know what's happening, and they weren't prepared for that. So they're just reacting as they go. The scientific community has been taken for a ride for the whole time with the COVID. They said, oh, it's when you sneeze and it's when you cough and the symptoms are this and you can't catch it twice, but then you can catch it twice, but there's cases. They're studying the study as they go. So they don't really have a true idea, and they have to keep this position of authority and be like, we know what the fuck we're doing because we're in power. And basically they're just covering their asses. That's my opinion for that.
It wasn't like that though when SARS came out and H1N1, which was like pretty serious. I mean, millions of people died because of SARS and H1N1. It wasn't like crazy like that.
Yeah.
I mean, it wasn't.
But SARS was like 7.
It wasn't on the media that much. It wasn't like there was no masks. I mean, and millions of people died from SARS.
Well, not millions. 770 people.
Okay, almost a million then.
It's 850.
Still,
from COVID,
still
you know those French, they want to be accurate.
Yeah,
so
but when it started,
not as much people died from this.
When the first 300,000 people died, nobody came out and said, okay, we have to wear a mask or we have to do that, or I mean, they didn't know what the extension of the problem. But you know, when COVID started, from the first like 1,000 deaths, I mean, they went, okay, we need to wear a mask, or we need to do that, or we need to do that. You know?
Yeah. But listen, here in America, our Surgeon General, the guy that blocked me on Twitter, said at the beginning, don't wear masks. They don't do anything for COVID. You know, so everybody completely dismissed it. If that had changed,
by the way, so did Fauci.
Yes, at the beginning.
And so did the
yeah, and then our Surgeon General gets a ticket in Hawaii, gets a citation for being in an area and not wearing his fucking mask. This happened a month ago. Our own Surgeon General, like nobody in the media is talking about this, right? He pleaded guilty that he went there and there was a mandate for masks and he wasn't wearing his mask. He was taking selfies with some buddies at a park in Hawaii. So how am I, as a U.S. citizen, a tax-paying citizen, voter in the United States, how am I supposed to take these motherfuckers seriously?
You better be careful. He's going to double block you.
Yeah, he's going to block me twice.
Yeah, it's going to unblock you.
And block me again. You know, I actually did that once to somebody, just to go and say, go fuck yourself, and then block them again. I did it. That's all right. So listen, we've said it all. We've kept you guys too long. Listen, first of all, I have to tell you, I really appreciate you guys, especially. I mean, David doesn't sleep anyway. He has a very active sex life, unlike you, Daniel and Nick. But I really appreciate you, getting up in the morning to join us for this. We've been planning it for a long time. I'm glad that it worked out. I think that we touched on some serious subjects, and I think that we had some fun as well too. But I really appreciate you guys coming on. So I just wanted to go around first. I'll start with you, Nick, since you're on the bottom left. I'll start with you just with some closing thoughts and, whatever you want to say.
I just want to say good luck to the people that are locked in their houses, and hope they have fun and make, find things to work on, and, best things to vaping. Hope things get better on TPD3. I'm not sure if they will, but hope they do, and hope we do that thing again. It was fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Mr. Daniel with Vape City Reviews.
I'd just like to say, guys, it's been a great show. Honored that you have invited me on. I think we'll go through some really good topics. And yeah, it's just a pleasure to be sharing the same platform with you. And again, to everybody who's locked down with COVID, I hope you all get through it. And vaping is the future, and no, I can't.
By the way, for those that don't understand, 𝗀𝗏. By the way, for those that don't understand, 𝗀𝗏 is you all. I'm just translating for people that might not be able to understand. All right, Mr. Look, so sexy, the beautiful, just gorgeous David from One Shot Media.
I like it when you introduce me like that.
Of course you do.
I'm glad that we had this show together. Not glad, but honored as well, because I started videos watching you guys. So it's only, I feel quite honored to be part of this show. It's very useful to vapers and smokers, I hope, with such a name.
Yeah.
And I hope we made the chat and the people watching this laugh a bit and forget about the daily misery that we're exposed to with the fucking lockdowns and stuff.
True.
Keep the faith, guys. It's gonna pass. I mean, humanity went through way worse than COVID. Your grandparents went through World War, which lasted 6 years. And was very, very bad for everyone. This isn't so bad. I mean, we're locked down in our houses with, high-speed internet and Netflix and Pornhub.
Absolutely.
So, I mean, just jerk off. That's
very solid advice. By the way, Phil adheres to that advice every night. He's very, very, very true to that.
Off. If you're a girl, I mean, you can touch yourself as well, and that's cool.
One of these shows, perhaps I will get drunk enough to share my philosophy on that. Because Dimitri actually knows. I would just like to say to Daniel, thank you very much for having an accent that I can understand even less than Dimitri. To Nick, thank you very much for having Dimitri as a boss and not killing yourself. I appreciate that. To David. Thank you very much for having such absolutely beautiful hair.
Gorgeous.
For being my drinking partner tonight.
Yes.
And for being such a beautiful man that if things don't work out with me and Dimitri, I would be happy to date you. So, but really seriously, all three of you guys, I know it's late where you are or early. And
it's early now.
Yeah, I sincerely appreciate you guys being on the show. And also just being friends out there in the vape community. And it's not just you, it's a lot of other people. It's people who are in the chat, people who watch the show. And I cannot wait to get back on the road and to be with all of you again.
Oh, damn.
So
that's so sweet. Don't cry, Phil. A couple of comments.
I want to add something.
Yes, go ahead.
I want to say thank you to some Greeks that were on the chat.
Yes.
It's 6 a.m. now, and they were watching us. I want to say thanks. And I'm going to see them tomorrow on my live show.
Oh, that's sweet. By the way, here's a comment from the chat. Since Nick didn't repeat that Dimitri is the best boss in the world, you get no raise, because you should have put that in your closing statement as well too. Question from Halver: Are you guys making a 21700 Chroma? Yes, absolutely. There's a 21700 Chroma coming out with our Inikin's chip. And then after that, there will be a 21700 Chroma limited edition with a DNA 75C. That's coming soon from Inikin Technology. Very, very excited. And some new stuff from me and Phil as well, too. All right. Listen, folks, the DP show was created to give you relief from the COVID-19 blues. That's what it's here for. So hopefully we're able to balance some good information and some serious topics and along give you a laugh. That's what we're here. We're here to entertain you. We hope you enjoyed it. We'd really appreciate it if you like this video and share it. And just a little programming note, next Tuesday, there will be no smoker show. It's Thanksgiving week. Phil has his family in town. Want to spend some time with him. He hasn't seen him in a very, very long time. So we're going to skip the show next Tuesday night. And then we're going to be back the following Tuesday. We don't know if we're going to do DP or smokers, but we're taking the next week off for Thanksgiving holiday. So Phil can enjoy his time with his family, and I can enjoy time with my family as well, too. And yes. Yes.
Maybe we should DP some smokers. That'll get them to quit, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Damn. Okay, that's a good idea. Okay,
let's DP some smokers. We can do a combination. But anyway, we'll see you when we see you tomorrow evening, Wednesday. I'll be live in the platform group. I'm going to show you a few things with a Chroma Z, and also I'm doing a big drawing to this. The first Chroma Z. I just got him in for a giveaway, so it's going to be at the platform group on Facebook. I hope to see you guys there. Everybody have a wonderful evening.